field. He's got the reverse and comes to the near side. That's Luchka by now. He's into Menor Cardinal territory across the 40 with a lot of room and a couple of blockers. Geauga Local Access Cable Corporation presents Chardon High School Football. Tonight, the Hilltoppers face the Dover Tornadoes. Tonight's game is brought to you by Connecticut Incorporated, by Junction Auto Sales, by Burr Funeral Home and Cremation Service, 5 generations dedicated to honesty, dignity, and service since 1859, by Newman, Leary & Bryce, by Clemson Excavating, by Boswick's True Value Hardware and Chardon Dairy Queen, by Chardon Square Auto Body and Sitco, manufacturer of precision diamond and CBN tooling, by Gary's Towing and Service for all your automotive needs, and Freeland Associates certified public accountants, by Hodder's Lawn and Sport. Honda and Cub Cadet snow throwers are now in stock, and by Lawson Ford and Mercury, by Chardon Metal Products, ISO 9002 certified, and air cleaning systems, clean air for business and industry, by Hamden Building Products for all your building needs, and Civic and Associates certified public accountants and management consultants, by A.J. Goulder Electric Company and Richards Maple Products. Gift packages year-round. Call for a free brochure. By Skylar Painting, commercial, industrial, and residential, and Midas Auto Systems, exhaust, brakes, suspension, and tires. By DuraClean, home and industrial cleaning, and Alvord Insurance Agency. By Residence Artists for all your painting and remodeling needs, and Ayrshire Corporation. By Alvord's Yard and Equipment, Troy-Bilt, Bolins, Toro, and Husqvarna. By Quay Buick, Buick stands for quality, and quality begins with QUA. And by GTV, local public service programming for Burton Township, Burton Village, Chardon Township, Chardon Village, Hamden Township, and Middlefield Village. GTV, we're here for you. And we are here for you tonight. I'm Craig Dees along with John Walsh. We are at Dick Stadium at Kent State University. It's the Chardon Hilltoppers taking on the Dover Tornadoes. And everybody expected Chardon to be here, and everybody kind of expected Chardon to go 10-0. But what's happened in the past has happened in the past.
Yes, this is a new season. Hopefully, for Chardon's vantage point, a 4-game season, Craig.
And they're playing a Dover team that comes in offensively very balanced on paper, and they could pose a test for Chardon tonight.
Yeah, they got their 1,000-yard rushers. They also got the quarterback who has a high completion rate, and he has a favorite receiver being one of the top rushers.
And when we talk about the Chardon Hilltoppers, let's first start talking offensively, because that's what everybody does. And when you look at a guy like Mitch Hewitt, who's been in the end zone more times than most people do in a career in 1 year, we'll have to start there.
Yeah, Mitch is the fullback. That's what the offense is based on. You also have Mackar, you have Davis, you have the Smith brothers alternating, Landstrom coming off the bench. But I think the whole secret to that complete offense and the turnaround this year is that offensive line.
The offensive line certainly has done a good job, and year out they do. But really, look at the defense. Does it get any better than that?
That's just solid. There's just no holes anyplace. And this is going to be a test of this Dover team and their past offense. I'm assuming they probably had time to pass, but with the swarming and the speed of that Chardon up front 7, linebackers and up front 4, I don't think he's going to ever see a rush like he's seen tonight.
And I think from a Chardon standpoint, the one thing that may worry you going in is the fact that Dover has proven that they can do both well. They're not a one-dimensional team where if you stop one thing, they'll have to go to the other. They've proven they can do both. So it should be a good test for Chardon tonight. The road to the state finals starts today right here at Kent State University. Earlier tonight, we had a chance to talk to Bob Doyle, standing by down on the sideline right now. Here's Tim Kelby. Tim?
Thanks, Craig, with Chardon coach Bob Doyle. And Coach, coming into another year of playoffs here at Kent State against a Dover team, and coming off your first official AP title.
Yeah, that was real exciting, and we're our kids really wanted to win the AP title because it's recognition statewide of the stature of our program, and that we've been successful over time, and that was their first goal, and they've accomplished that, and now we're hoping that we can accomplish number 2, which is to win the tournament.
And one of the goals too along the way, I'm sure, is to win the first year of the Premier Athletic Conference, and you did that in pretty good style, especially on defense.
Yeah, we were actually very surprised, and I thought our kids played extremely well and against some very good offensive football teams. And you know, we're just delighted to be back into a league, because it's getting more and more of a struggle to find games, and I think in the long term that this is going to be good for all teams involved.
Okay, let's get to the game at hand tonight. The Dover Tornadoes come in with a 9-1 record, and as far as the numbers on paper, they say pretty much the same thing offensively as do your numbers with their rushing game with Byram. How much of a chance have you had to see them with exchange tapes and so on?
We were able to see half of their football games between the tapes that we exchanged and 2 others that we were able to pick up through other common opponents. And you know, they're a very skilled offensive football team. There's no question about it. They throw the ball extremely well, very well. In fact, they throw the ball better than we do. And you know, and they run the ball well. I think we're probably a little more versatile offensively than they are as far as moving the ball around and sharing it with different runners. But there's no question that number 10, he's their leading receiver and leading rusher, and Byram's a pretty good football player.
Yeah, they've come from a long line of good football teams down at Dover. As far as the Hilltoppers are concerned, now everybody in good health coming into the game tonight?
Yeah, we are. We're, you know, 2 things. You know, we're healthy and we're eligible. You know, this is that time of year when you always worry about losing a kid when the grades come out. Yet, you know, many of our players commented that they had some of the best grades that they've gotten up until this point in their school career. So we're real excited about that, and really haven't lost anybody. And so we're excited to be healthy and eligible.
It's the time of year too when you don't worry about putting in any surprise gimmicks and plays. Right? This is called basic fundamental football and get the job done.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, you're not going to win with gimmicks at this point, and I think you have to go with what brought you here, and I don't think that anybody's going to see any surprises from us. And you know, as I told the kids, I think it's our football game to lose. If we go out and play like we've played and don't beat ourselves, and I think we got a pretty good chance to win the football game.
No surprises from Chardon. That would mean a victory and on to week 12.
I hope so. I hope you're right.
Yeah, good luck to you tonight.
Thank you.
Coach Bob Doyle of the Chardon Hilltoppers, and let's go back upstairs to Craig and John in the booth.
Welcome back to Dick Stadium at Kent State University. Beautiful complex and a absolutely fantastic night for football for mid-November. Temperatures are in the high 30s, but there's not a whole lot of wind to speak of. And speaking of the field conditions, and we've got a guy down on the field himself. Here's the pride of St. Joseph's High School, 1965 state champions. Here's Tim Kelby.
Yeah, you pulled it out there, Craiger, didn't you? Yeah. 1965, a long time ago, and I'll tell you what, we did not get a chance to play on artificial turf in a stadium complex that looks like this. An absolutely great facility, as you mentioned. One common opponent this year between the 2 teams. Chardon defeated Steubenville 28-10. Dover defeated Steubenville 40-33, and in both instances, these 2 teams had to come from behind to do it. So tonight, this effort here against one another, 2 high-powered offenses, it could come down to a defensive stand, and if that happens, I think that Chardon has a big upper hand, Craig.
Thanks very much, Tim. Tim's going to be roaming the sidelines for us all evening long, giving us the sights and the sounds of down on the field, and nice little addition for GTV, huh?
Oh, very much. I'll tell you one thing Tim did mention, which I agree with, the field position or the conditions of the field is artificial. Normally, Chardon would like to open on a grass turf like at Euclid or somewhere. This year's team, this field's made for them. It's going to highlight and, if anything, emphasize the speed this Chardon team does have.
The Dover Crimson Tornado comes in at 9-1 under head coach Dan Ift. The Chardon Hilltoppers come in at an unbeaten 10-0 under coach Bob Doyle. Chardon had, or actually the Tornado won the toss. They have deferred. Chardon will receive the football here to begin the ball game, and I think the way Chardon has played so far this year, John, doesn't matter who they put on the field first. Just let's get the game started and get things rolling.
Yeah, I don't really know this team. At the beginning of the year, everybody would have sworn it was a defensive-based team and stuff like that. But that offense has just been a surprise, and it's been continually building. So it's just a great both sides of the ball, offensively and defensively.
Scott Macar and Ryan Davis go back deep for the Hilltoppers, dressed in their black home jerseys. Now, used to be in the old days, the white was the home. Now the dark colors are the home. Chardon is the home team this evening as they come in the #1 seed in this region against the #4 seed, Dover. Jeremy Compton to kick off for the Tornado. we said Tim from the Dover area. St. Joseph's High School is no longer there, but part of a 1965 state championship team before the playoffs when they had the pole. Chardon wins the pole this year, and now they're going to see if they can take it all the way down to Paul Brown and win it on the field.
And that was back in the days before Roman numerals. It was AA, single A, and AAA.
The ball is taken by Makar at the 20. Scott squirts across the 35 into the open field. He's over mid-territory. He is down to the 30 before Compton shoves him out of bounds. And the Hilltoppers with a fabulous start all the way down to the 29-yard line. Let's look at the offensive unit for the Chardon Hilltoppers. The big fellas up front, really the ones that make it happen. Rob Krebs, Chris Dakwitz, Kyle Kaplan, Bob Kramer, and Mark Burr. We have Kevin Platts as the tight end, Tim Smith the halfback, Rusty Opper the split end, Mitch Hewitt the fullback, Scott Makar the halfback, and the quarterback is good old number 2, 5'8", 160-pound senior Ryan Davis, and this boy is magic with the football. Keep an eye on him because I'm sure I'll blow at least a play or two as they hand the ball to Hewitt, and Hewitt goes left side down to the 22-yard line. The defensive unit for Dan Iff's Dover Tornado: Chris Farrell, Jesse Reneker, Sean Mahaffey, Ben Carlisle, and Travis McClellan up front. Actually, McClellan will play a little outside linebacker and pinch up to the line. Barry McCoy and JT Lauber are the linebackers. Colby Byram, JD Cluxton, Luke Lester, and Tim Baker, the defensive backs. A pickup of 7. It's 2nd down and 3 for the Toppers. Makar goes in motion. It's Hewitt again. And Mitch is going to be close to the first down, actually about a yard shy to the 20-yard line.
Yeah, they marked it just a little bit shy. I tell you, this wasn't exactly when they deferred the coin toss and put the ball in Chardon's hands. Makar kind of nullified that decision there with that big kickoff return. Now they're just powering up the middle with the fullback.
So that brings up a 3rd down and 1 for the Hilltoppers. Let's take another look at that play.
Hand off to Hewitt, looking to the right. The hole opened up a little bit on the left side. Took it, got what he can, about a half-yard short.
They give it again to Hewitt. He barrels his way inside the 15, and that's a 1st down. Mitch Hewitt on the season carried the football 144 times for 1,304 yards. That's a 9.1 average. And as a unit, as a rushing unit, and a lot of guys touch the football for this Chardon High School football team, 9.2 average, or 9.4 average as a team, as they gained 3,375 yards on the ground. They split Opper to the far side. It's a 1st down and 10 from the 15. Davis going to have to keep it. Worms his way for a yard or so to the 14-yard line.
That was a nice read by Davis there. He saw that. They got penetration on the left side of their offensive line there. Saw there was nowhere to take it. It looks like he was going to run the option. Just ran it up the middle there, gained what he could out of it.
So a gain of a yard. It's 2nd down and 9. Chardon needs to get to the 5 for a 1st down. Jay Hillkirk is into the game, and he splits wide to the far side. And the officials take a timeout for themselves. Let's go down, and here's Tim.
Craig, talking with assistant coach Dan Hoffman during the warm-ups, he said that Scott Makar had somewhat of a bum right knee from the game last week at South. You wouldn't know it by that opening kickoff, would you?
Huge hole as he got the football and just showed his speed. And John, you alluded to it earlier on. This turf with this ball club really plays right into Chardon's hands.
Yeah, this is a quick team. All sides of the ball, defensively and offensively, they just have speed, which normally they don't have, but they got plenty this year.
Up the gut they go to Tim Smith, and Smith gets stood up at the 12-yard line and shoved back, and the Dover crowd on the far side comes to their feet. So that'll bring up a 3rd down and long for Chardon.
Yeah, they handed off to Smith. He tried to go off that left side. There was a little tiny lane open, but they sealed it real quick. It looks like this Dover team is one of those, what you refer to as a swarming defense, where they all kind of just swarm at the ball. That's good, but it's bad in a sense when you get this wing tee and the deceptive counters and stuff. That's where they can get burnt with that swarming.
Smith plays halfback now to give the Makar, cut through the 5, into the end zone, touchdown! Scott Makar from 12 yards out, and Chardon has drawn first blood, and we're not even 4 minutes into the ball game.
Oh, that was beautiful. Nice cut by Makar, but I'll tell you, that hole was blown open by Chris Dakowitz. He just destroyed his man right at the point. See if you can see number 73 in his block here. Now you got Bob Kramer there leading the block. I think that's Dakowitz behind him there, and he just barreled his guy. Pancake time, as they say. Beautiful lead blocking, pulling both guards out there.
Makar, doink off the upright, and it's no good. And Chardon, with 8 minutes and 49 seconds to go here in the opening quarter, have jumped out to a 6-0 lead. And we'd like to remind you that high school sports continues all winter long as we cover Berkshire, Cardinal, and Chardon sports, including basketball, wrestling, which you and I did last year, John, and that was a lot of fun. So check out GTV regularly for replay dates and times. We'll also be back airing several holiday programs next month, so check channel 24 for that information too. A full service. Compliments of GTV.
Yeah, that's Makar's first miss of the season. He was Mr. Consistency, I believe, 43, 44 out of 44, whatever it was.
48 out of 48, as long as you're keeping track.
Is that what it was?
I'm
okay.
sure. I got this.
I was going off from memory. You got the sheet in front of you then. 40-something out of 40-something is what he had.
Scott Makar's 12th touchdown of the season. That is his 9th on the ground. Makar on the season is a number 2 back. There's a number 2 ball carrier. Had 749 yards, and his average was a mere 9.2 yards as well. Not too shabby.
Well, the reason he's a number 2 back is, again, I defer to that offensive line. They've been given it's a offense geared on handing the ball time after time to the fullback. The offensive line has just blew these holes open, and Hewitt, with his speed and his power, took full advantage of them. All of a sudden, there's, when you score, you can't give the ball to Makar again. It's just, he broke a lot of big plays, and again, it was great blocking up front as they did for Makar there.
And Scott Makar to kick off. Takes a funny angle at the ball and kicks it toward the far sideline. It is taken, and one of the up men takes it. That would be Brian Laughlin, and Laughlin will take it at the 30-yard line, and that is where Dover takes over. First down and 10. Let's look at the offensive unit for the Tornado. Jake Hawk, Rob Becker, Seth Gintz, John McIlvain, and Eric Christner up front. The tight end is Aaron Feller. We'll also see John Horn in there. Bill Schumacher, the wingback. Jim McFadden, the split end.
Oh, he had a flag in the field. It's coming back. They're going to re-kick it.
No, we'll continue on with the offense here as we will have a re-kick. Colby Byram is one of the running backs, along with Zach Daly. And the quarterback is a 6'2", 185-pound senior, Mark Von Kanel.
I think somebody might have crossed a hair early before Scott met the ball.
So they'll bring it back to the 35-yard line, and Scott will get one more go at it. Nice way for Chardon to start here offensively.
Yeah, that was a nice kick. It was, like you said, he came at a funny angle. It was kind of a placement kick. Kicked it nice and high. The guy's pretty much stuck under there, and he was just full coverage. He's got that angle again. They're going to try the same type of kick.
They kick it toward Laughlin. Laughlin backs up and takes it at the 38. Stays on his feet across midfield and out of bounds, and that is where the Tornado take over. First down and 10. Mark Van Kanel is the quarterback. He's 98 out of 157 on the year for 1,460 yards, 15 touchdowns. They've got the potential to score through the air, this Tornado team. Great run.
Oh, yeah, excellent balance is what that was. He was tripped up there, put his hand down to steady himself, and just kept going for an additional 6-8 yards.
They'll actually spot the football at the 49, and they hand it up to Colby Byram. And Byram gets into Chardon territory as he picks up about 3 yards. Byram, 1,300 yards on the ground. His running mate, Zach Daly, with 878. There's the defensive unit for the Hilltoppers. Ben Chuha, Luke Chuha, Chris Dakowitz, and Kevin Platts up front. Mitch Hewitt, Tim Smith, Brian Smith. The linebackers, Rusty Opper, Dan Merritt, John Landstrom, and Scott Makar, the defensive backs. And we'll have plenty other defensive players to mention as the night progresses. Second down, 7 yards to go. Van Kanel to throw. Gets the ball to Byram, breaks the tackle inside the 40, and he is swarmed under by Smith at the 36-yard line.
Yeah, Kevin Platts had the angle on a corn crate wrap on him. He had him stopped there pretty much maybe a yard deep into the backfield, but he just got an arm on him, couldn't bring him down.
Colby Byram, on top of leading the team in rushing, also leads the team in pass receptions with 240 yards, and that would be right there his 26th reception of the season.
Yeah, it's kind of odd when you run out of the I formation a lot of times that the fullback is your leading. Normally I formation, you use the fullback as the lead blocker. Your tailback gets the bulk of the carries as well as the yardage. But here they run, well, kind of pro sets and the I formation, I guess, and they just use Byram as their principal running back. Got a little equipment problem down in the field, one of the Dover players.
Not quite sure who that is because
Aaron Feller, I believe, 78, is the one that's trotting off with his helmet in hand. I don't know if the chin strap broke or what, but he's trying to get the equipment fixed and back in.
Not sure who that was. Jim McFadden will split out wide. First down and 10. They hand the ball to Zach Daly.
Yeah.
Daly, nothing doing there. He might have got back to the line of scrimmage before Platts was there. Dakowitz is there.
Yeah, see where they spotted it. Yeah, pretty much the line of scrimmage. I was thinking he might have lost just a hair, but no, I believe he did get back to the line of scrimmage. Again, they're trying to slant him off to the left side there. He just runs in the walls of Chardon players. You see Smith in there, Hewitt in the back, and one of the down linemen, I couldn't catch a number, was in there.
They go up on second down and 10. The ball is completed. Oh, what a nice grab down the near sideline by Jimmy McFadden.
Ooh, keeping his feet in is what I don't understand. That was real close to having the foot out when he caught the ball, but the referee was right on top of it, said he was in bounds. Good job of placing the feet.
So that'll take the football all the way down to the 5-yard line.
You can see here, watch the feet real closely, see if he's in. Oh yeah, got the toe down, very good.
That was a great grab. Makar was all over him. First down and goal from the 5. Van Kanel under center. Gonna throw it, looks back, touchdown. John Horn, the tight end, from 5 yards out, and we're tied.
Yeah, he just slanted it from his right side there, dropped in behind, right in front of the linebacker area there, came from the far side of the field, and he just kind of flicked it a little bit. It was a designed play. They sent the guy, the wide out into the corner of the end zone there and just dropped the tight end slanting across underneath.
So Von Kanel to Horn from 5 yards out. And Jeremy Compton in to attempt the point after. Snaps a good one. Straight ahead kicker. You don't see that much, but it's good. So at the 7:16 mark here in the first quarter, Dover, 1 minute and 33 seconds after Chardon struck quickly, comes back even quicker and takes a lead at 7-6. Let's go down to the field. Now here's Tim.
Craig, Von Kanel is a good pass, 62% on the year, and that catch by which was right down in front of us, an excellent maneuver there. Boy, he had his tiptoes in bounds, and a nice defensive effort there by Hewitt. So the Tornadoes come right back.
So Chardon will get the football back. Boy, this back and forth we could be going tonight.
And that's one of those, I'll tell you, they're attacking Chardon the right way. The short pass game, I think, is probably the best way to attack this Chardon team, because you try to go deep, you don't have the time, and if you try to run the ball, they're just devastating against run. Looks like Dover has many short pass plays and a very inventive offense.
Well, the thought of them just rolling over and dying has gone out the window. Not that we thought that they would, but you never know. Low line drive kick will be taken by one of the up men for Chardon.
Landstrom.
That is John Landstrom, but Chardon with good field position. Well, they thought twice about kicking it Makar's way that time.
Oh yeah, that was
the ball to Landstrom.
That was a squib kick. They just definitely didn't want the ball starting out on their end of the field.
And as a matter of fact, they brought in a new kicker to do that, Travis McClellan.
They have a special squib kicker.
How would you like that to be your job title? What do you do for a living? I'm a squib kicker.
Well, if it's a specialty that works, they'll provide them.
First down and 10. Nothing doing on the run by Chardon that time. I think that was Makar who had the football.
Yeah, I think he might have got a yard with forward progress, and he was knocked back. Yeah, about a yard gain on that. Yeah,
Rusty Opper comes in to bring the play in for the Hilltoppers.
Yeah, they were looking. The Makar was kind of waiting there for a hole to develop. He never developed, and he just grabbed what he could, got the 1 yard gain out of that.
So they give him a gain of a yard. It's 2nd down and 9. Makar is the wing on the far side. And that is Brian Smith in motion. Davis to throw, puts it up, looks downfield, has Platts wide open at the 45. Kevin trying to stay on his feet, got tripped up by Colby Byram, but a huge gain to the Chardon tight end, his 8th reception of the year. That's why he averages almost 20 yards a catch there, because he got himself in an open area and had a DB to beat. You can't expect him to do that.
Yeah, let's see if we can get a replay on that one, because that was interesting. I don't think it was a case of he was trying to stay on his feet. I think he was looking to deliver the stiff arm to break it all the way, but Colby went in low where he just couldn't get the handle on forming that stiff arm, because I swear to God he had his arm cocked back ready to just shoot out like a piston, stiff arm him and take it all the way.
So Chardon has the football now in Dover territory, all the way down to the 34-yard line, where it is a 1st down and 10. They bring Jay Hillkirk to the near side now.
Well, that gives something to think about. They've been running, and all of a sudden they showed Davis as the passer.
Well, Mitch Hewitt got stood up at the line of scrimmage by Jesse Renneker, and he is dropped for a gain of only a yard. You don't see Mitch get stood up like that too often.
No. You got to lay a good, solid hit in front of him there, get him before he gets his momentum build up to be able to do that, and that's pretty much what Dover defense did on that one.
So 2nd down and 9. 5 minutes, 38 seconds to go. Welcome to Kent State University. It's Chardon Hilltopper football right here on GTV. Craig Dees, John Walsh, Tim Kelby bringing you the action tonight. 2nd down and 9. Flags fly as we've got movement up front.
Yeah, they blew that one dead. It looked like Davis was going to be keeping it. Fake to Makar, and he was going to keep it, probably run the option to the outside.
Illegal procedure is the call against the Hilltoppers, and that'll march them back and make it a 2nd down and 14. Nice night for football tonight, huh?
Oh, yeah,
just to
just
show
gorgeous
you that
up there.
The crew's always giving us the business about how we get to sit inside. Yeah, but we got the windows open.
Jason Hillkirk just checked in at the split end position. Good crowd from the Dover. I mean, good sized crowd from the Dover side of the field as well.
This is what high school football is all about. 2 teams with size towns like this where everybody shows up.
Oh,
here's
big hole.
Hewitt with a big hole does get the 5 yards of the penalty back plus a couple more. So that'll make it a 3rd down and 8.
Yeah, they open up that whole left side behind big Rob Krebs over there. Kramer blocking down, and Craig's kicking out. Dakowitz pulled, kicked his man to the outside, and they just opened up a big lane for Hewitt to ramble through. Tell you, those guard works with their pulling. They do an excellent job at that offensive line between Kramer and Dakowitz. They're just 2 fine guards. Kaplan does a super job at that center position.
Davis to throw on 3rd down. Looking to the end zone, has Opper, he overthrew him. Had Rusty Opper open in the end zone and just overthrew him in the back, and that'll bring up a 4th down. And I'm sure a going for it situation for Chardon.
I would think so. They're deep enough that a punt just might not be able to do it. As you can see, Opper had his man beat down near the corner of the end zone. Just a little bit overthrown there. He had a good 2 steps on his guy, but Opper wasn't able to reach out and get it.
Well, we talk about the field position. Bobby Doyle deciding to try to win that battle of the field position, at least early on, by having Scott Makar come in and try to pin
punt.
Dover deep. Scott angles it, pops it straight up.
Good punt from that situation. Now, if he gets the roll,
hit a Chardon player at the 15, so even though they down it at the 12, Dover will still get it at the 15-yard line, and Bob Doyle deciding to put it into the defense of Chardon's hands. Spotter Grant is here today. Good to see you. Thanks for making it. Let's go down to the field. Here's Timmy.
Out here at the ball game tonight, you know, Dover has always been known for their following for football, where they play their home games at Crater Stadium. Time is sad, about 6,000. About 7 years ago, they expanded the stadium where I played football at to about 8,000 or 9,000 people. So they follow their team as well as do the fans from Chardon.
And one of the guys they follow is Colby Byram, who barreled his way for about, well, close enough to measure. Let's take another look at this.
Yeah, I thought initially he was going to be a little bit short, but where they spotted it, they probably will call for the measurement here, as they just did power driving. And boy, Byron's a strong runner. He dragged a couple of the Chardon boys with him for a length.
1,546.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a little bit short.
Offensive yards.
Looked like there was a lot of, yeah, it's a little about 6-8 inches short.
So a very enviable position for Dover's offense.
Yeah,
at second down and a yard or so.
Inches.
How about Colby Byram? You talked about what a strong player he is. 1,734 all-purpose yards.
That adds
That's
something
a
to your
career
offense.
for some guys.
Yes, it adds a whole bunch to your offense.
So second down and less than a yard. Dover goes with double tights.
Yeah, this is obviously their short yardage situation, but these are the ones you got to watch where they can drop somebody outside in the pass.
Von Canel hands the ball to Byram, and he gets tripped up. And Smith on the tackle for Chardon.
Not before he gets close to 5 yards, though. So he easily gained the first down on that one.
So a first down and 10 now. Get Byram behind the line of scrimmage that time.
Yeah, that was blitzing linebacker Timmy Smith coming in there, just shooting, slowing him down enough, couldn't get quite enough, got on the legs. Then he got help from his teammates, drove him back for about close to a yard loss.
Well, they gave him some pretty decent forward progress there as they put him down right behind the 30-yard line to the 29. It'll be second down, 11. We're down to 3 minutes. 7 seconds to go, first quarter. Dover leads at 7-6. Von Canel to throw. Rolls out, has the time, looking deep, has a man, and it is almost picked off.
Danny Merritt.
Dan Merritt almost took that away from the receiver. The intended receiver was Zach Daly.
Yeah, that was the one case where the offensive guy played some defense there. He ended up, Merritt had much better position. He had the angle on the ball. As you'll see, he's facing here. There's no way the receiver is going to get to the ball. It's only Merritt, so the receiver ends up playing defense and try to hit Merritt right away and keep him from intercepting the ball.
Third down and 11. A delay to Byram. Breaks the tackle, is going to be short of the first down. He's going to be about a yard shy of, yeah, good yard short now. They're going to spot it at the 38-yard line.
That's about where he landed. He kind of bounced an extra yard and a half there after he had initially hit on the ground. You can see here they open up. It's a little delayed draw there. You can see right there where his shoulder hit it. Wherever the ball landed is where it is. About the 38, so that was a good spot on that one. They're about a yard shy, and this can be Dover's first punt of the evening.
Jeremy Compton averages 34.3 yards per punt. His longest is 47. Nice low line driver. Scott Mackar going to let it bounce. Now he's going to take it. And wishes he hadn't, because he's going to go down at the 22-yard line under all kinds of coverage there for Dover. Leading the charge was Barry McCoy. And that is where Chardon will get their third possession with 2 minutes and 8 seconds to go here in the first quarter.
Yeah, as you can see it here, Mackar's probably right there trying to decide if he should or not. If he had just lowered the head and went, he probably would have been in a better situation and ended up losing a couple by trying to backtrack and turning something into it. Should have realized that that was one of those positions you're not going to go anyplace and just minimize a bad situation.
Yeah, right around him. Well, they're going to hand the ball to Scott, and he's going to try to make up for it, and he does as he's shoved forward to the near the 30-yard line. Travis McClellan on the tackle for the Tornado.
Boy, I saw their outside linebacker, Barry McCoy, had Mackar sealed. He kind of just slid, left on him a little bit, did a little shuffle to get around him, gained an extra yard and a half, 2 yards. Guess that makes up for that punt 2 yards he lost. That's there. Right. Evens up with his little hip action.
2nd down and 4. Ryan Davis surveys the defense. Hands the ball to Hewitt. Hewitt puts it on the ground. Davis couldn't get to it, and that time he is able to get it.
Yeah.
Somehow
Luckily
was able to get the football, but all the way back to the 17-yard line.
Yeah, I think that was Dover ball initially. It squirted out, and luckily squirted right at Davis where he could recover it. I guess we'll have to see what happened to Hewitt. He was swinging that ball a little bit too loosely there. Watch here, see if you can see. It looks like the Dover guy beats it. Somehow it squirts out, and Davis comes up with it. That was a good recovery by Ryan Davis, because this isn't the ball you want, or the place in the field you want to turn the ball over to an offense like Dover's.
The ball is spotted at the 17-yard line. It's 3rd down and 16. There's a minute and 9 seconds to go here in the first quarter, and Dover leads it by a score of 7-6. This time it's Makar. Big hole, tries to bounce it outside and gets tripped up just before the 25-yard line.
Yeah, if his leg hadn't slipped there, I think he did have the whole outside lane there, because he planted, went, but his foot just went out. But the outside was open up right there. He tries to plant and just not able to do it. Wasn't able to get the proper footing to kick it to the outside there, but I think he did have good yardage if he was able to make that cut.
Well, you got basically tennis shoes on down there when these guys are used to wearing spikes, and if they're not used to playing on turf, it's a little different to run on. Makar hits a high fly ball to center. Fair catch is called for and taken right at midfield, and that is where Dover will get the football back. The field position now starting to swing their way as they have gained now up to midfield. 24 seconds to go here in the opening quarter, and Dover gets the football back.
Yeah, it's been a good back and forth game. You can see here a nice high kick. You have the fair catch as he takes the ball right at the 50-yard line. Nose of the ball is right on the stripe.
So 1st and 10. Mark Von Kanel is the quarterback, and Chardon's going to take a timeout. While we've got time to tell you, I should let you know that though tonight's cable broadcast is not funded by your cable subscriber franchise fees, we'd like to again extend thanks to the GTV funding communities of Burton Township, Burton Village, Chardon Township, Chardon Village, Hamden Township, and Middlefield Village. All 6 communities have renewed their contracts with GTV, so we're thrilled to be able to continue to bring you local public service programming with a special emphasis on those communities. Thanks again for supporting GTV, and thanks to our viewers for their support. The response has been absolutely wonderful, and it certainly has. Keep those cards and letters coming, right? But it has been a lot of fun, and with the renewal, I think the renewal is good for another 4 years. So the sports, the concerts, the plays, all the stuff that goes on in these communities,
the elementary school pageantry.
You got that right. Everything.
Yeah,
but tonight's game is actually being brought to you by those sponsors we talked about before. We'll give them another mention later on in the evening. So your subscriber fees have nothing to do with this. This was private funding, and we really thank those people for bringing us the money and able to do this game. They hand the ball to Zach Daly. Daly busts into the defensive backfield, falls over Makar all the way up to the 34-yard line, and that'll be a 1st down for the Tornado.
Yeah, they opened up a nice little lane on his left side. He can ramble. I'll tell you that Daly is an impressive-looking running back. You can understand why he racked up good yardage.
Where there was some wind earlier on, there is none to speak of right now. Even the flags at the top of the stadium aren't moving. 6 seconds to go. And Von Kanel just does get the play off, and it's Byram, and Byram hops his way to the 32-yard line, and that will end the first quarter of football here at Kent State University. Dick Stadium is our venue. Chardon on the bottom side of a 7-6 first quarter score, but there's still 3 quarters of good football left, and let's go down to the field, and here's Tim Kelby.
Yeah, Craig, it has been a great first quarter. One of the things that I was impressed about in an interview that Bob Doyle did during the week, and I've got to read this verbatim. It was a great quote, and I quote, "On Friday nights, stadiums are packed. Every Friday night is a pageant, an unspoiled performance. It's a reunion for players who come back. You have parents, you have entertainment with the band, you have a great sporting event, and it only costs you $5. This is the best entertainment value in Northeast Ohio," unquote. And I tell you, Craig and I know John has, we've done a lot of games, and this is what it's all about. And with the fans on both sides of the field tonight, well, the adrenaline's got to be pumping not only on the football field, but in the stands also.
That's exactly right, Tim, and it is. This is a great bang for your buck, and there's a couple thousand people here at least that would testify to that. And it's only going to get better as we continue on, hopefully down the road to Paul Brown Stadium in Massillon. 2nd down and 7, we begin. Quarter number 2, Von Kanel to throw, steps up, hit as he throws, looks into the end zone, and Makar with a beautiful defensive effort knocked the football away from Bill Schumacher. And Scott's even going to go get the football too. What the heck? Hands it to our Dave Jevnikar.
Yes, showing off his arm.
Boy and everything.
Showing his arm off too. I noticed it was underhand though. I don't think he can throw the tight spirals anymore. Nice job. I thought for a minute that Makar was going to pick that one off. No, he couldn't get the right arm up there. Good defense though, because that was a well-delivered ball. This Von Kanel could really throw it.
I'll tell you, half the thing with Scott there is he knew he couldn't intercept it, so he didn't try to, or it could have been worse. Von Kanel hit as he throws. And the pass is completed to Zach Daly, but Daly picks up a couple of yards. And
yeah, Brian Smith was out on coverage, turned it to the inside, and you'll see Scott Platt's number 44 coming up. But it was it's a team effort. You can see here, right here, you got Smith turning it in. Platts gets the statistics and then makes a tackle, finishes it up with his teammate. That's what makes football such a great game. It's just team-oriented like that.
Actually, he lost 2 yards on the play.
Going to try to pin him down in the hole.
They angle it toward the corner, and it does go out of bounds, and we'll have to see where the linesman comes up. They will keep marching it up, and it's at the 6. So Chardon will get the football at about the 6-yard line.
Well, I was watching the other referee. He was going out about the 18ers, and now he ran down and stood behind him.
You weren't watching the guy in the end zone moving his way up.
No, I was watching the one moving down towards the thing.
You know, that is truly an art form. When
Try to figure out where it goes out of bounds.
When you have these, being able to angle it that way.
Oh, sure.
In order to do that. 1st down and 10. Now Chardon has the football at the 6-yard line.
I was thinking spotting it as the location as an art form itself.
Well, that's the referee's job, to get his people in a position to spot it correctly. Makar squirts his way up the middle and gets to the 11, so he'll pick up a quick 5 on 1st down. Let's talk a little bit about Ryan Davis right now, a quarterback who most quarterbacks are known for their throwing prowess. He is known for running this offense. He's only thrown the ball 91 times in 10 games for 384 yards. And check that, he's 25 of 59 for 513 yards and 7 touchdowns. But his ball handling ability is what gives defenses fits. But he's the kind of a guy that if he needs to throw the football, he can. And he hands it to Makar, and Makar puts it on the ground.
Flags there.
We got bean bags everywhere. And I think
it might have been a face mask.
I don't think that. I think that was an orange bean bag that came flying in.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, the ball was put down on the turf.
That's twice now that Chardon's put the ball on the ground.
And they're both going around. Let's see if we got stripping going on. Yeah, that one was definitely stripped. You got the arm in there and stripped for it. I think Makar came up with it, or who?
Couldn't see. Yeah, Makar recovered his own fumble. 1st down. They pick up a 1st down on it.
Boy, that's twice down near the end here where you don't want to be turning over. So far, Chardon's fortunate. They're going to have to tuck that ball away a little stronger.
1st down and 10. There's Mitch Hewitt, some tough running up to the 25, so he'll pick up almost 7 before he is brought down.
Yeah, he just drove those legs and went through 2 guys. First guy hit him down around the thigh pad, and he just kind of bounced off, slowed him down here, and then another guy hit him.
Yeah, Colby Bryant,
see right there, he got hit. Here's the second guy he goes through and just kind of bunts the head of that one, gets another 2 yards or so. Good, strong, straight ahead running by Hewitt.
We'll give him a gain of 6. We'll call it 2nd down and about 3.5. This time it's Makar. Makar behind a good block, gets the 1st down and more as he rambles to the 32-yard line. So Chardon's starting to move some bodies up front and give the runners some opportunities here. And now they've gotten the ball from the 5 all the way up to the 32-yard line.
You'll see Kramer lead on this one, and you can see Makar's right on his tail, following his left guard Kramer from pulling out of his position there and just taking it up through.
Looking like Jerry Kramer there, huh?
Old Green Babe.
You got that right. 1st down and 10. They spotted at the 32. Up the gut they go for about a yard. Hanging on for Dover was Jesse Reniker. give him a gain of a yard.
Yeah, going back to what you were saying just a little bit ago about Davis or something, that's a time when, as you can see here, Hewitt just running the ball and just nothing opening up. They're getting penetration. Gets a good yard gain where there really wasn't much, but Davis will surprise you. You run the ball up the middle, go a little outside and stuff. You forget about his passing ability, and that's when he's going to burn you.
2nd down and 8. It's Makar. Hip hops his way across the 35 to near the 36-yard line. He is brought down by Travis McClellan. So he'll get another couple, but it'll bring up a 3rd down and about 6.
Yeah, there was a nice inside cut that time for Makar as it was sealed up in the outside. Some guy was standing in the corner, tried to bounce it outside, sees it there, right there. He makes that cut to the inside there. Actually, it could have ended up being a loss. He turned it up for a good 3-4 yard gain. Big 3rd down play for Chardon here, as if nothing else, they'd like to keep moving it so they can get field position back.
Are they after you? There's 3 state troopers standing right next to me here. Are they after you, Walsh? What did you do this time?
They're in the booth next to us.
3rd down and 6. Hewitt keeps his head down, gets the 1st down. Across the 45 to the 47-yard line. Barry McCoy finally tripped him up, but that was good, strong, hard running by Mitch Hewitt.
That was good, strong balance by Mitch Hewitt. I'll tell you, he was tripped. I think the reason his head was down, he was losing his balance, but he kept those legs churning. You can see he loses balance a little there, going ahead. If he could have had his feet underneath him, kept his head up, he possibly could have cut that to the outside and really made a super gain out of that one.
And there's a timeout on the field.
That was a big 1st down for Chardon, though.
Dover's going to take a timeout, and while we've got a moment, we can tell you that just remember that nonprofit organizations from our funding communities can send us their announcements of interest at GTV. That's Post Office Box 336, Chardon, Ohio, or they can fax us at 286-6814. And if you're on the World Wide Web, you can email us at, are you paying attention here?
I got my pen.
TV, that's one word, at CompuServe.com. Geauga TV at CompuServe.com. That's for all you nonprofit organizations. Do I count as that, John? I mean, I have less than I make in my bank account, so that makes me nonprofit, correct?
Yeah. Bankruptcy. Chapter 11 nonprofit.
There you saw Bobby Doyle. Still, coach tells me he's still down 75 pounds, looking well. Said the kids are really ready to play. This is what they've been waiting for. We talked about the fact when the banners went up in town about going to state, they knew right from the get-go that's what they wanted to do. There was no debating about it.
We'll have to show a shot in the end zone, but they brought one of the banners that's down by the high school and brought it and hung it up in the
Mitch Hewitt, huge hole, and see you by. He's to the 30, he's to the 10, and he's gone.
And the referee went down. Referee took a tumble out there.
Hewitt from 53 yards out, and Chardon has regained the lead. When you've got a guy that's that powerful and also that fast, it is a double whammy.
That's the type of thing that I'm talking about, that if he had kept his balance last time, this time he had his balance. Goodbye. There's nobody on that field that's going to catch him because this boy can motor.
And Chardon will go for 2.
Yeah, try to get that extra point back. You know, one thing I'm nice. Did you read that? I think Tuesday's News Herald, they had a feature on running backs and stuff. Hewitt gave all the credit to his offensive line. He knows what opens up those holes and makes his statistics that great. And I admire that, where you pass the credit.
Davis to throw, looking for 2, rolls out, fires into the end zone, intended for Makar, and it is incomplete. But with 7:39 to go here in the first half, Chardon has come back to take the lead at 12-7. Offense was a little stagnant there for about 2 series. Now they're back on track, but we do have somebody banged up down below. And Tim, who is that?
Craig Dan Merritt, one of the safeties for the Hilltoppers, is sitting on the bench back here against the concrete wall. And I'll tell you what, I was standing right next to him with the touchdown, and he wondered what quarter it was. He got dinged up pretty good in the head, and who knows if he'll be back for quite some time.
Thanks very much. That's not good news.
No, you get to take a good shot. You get those bells ringing.
Hopefully, if they're ringing and when he wakes up tomorrow and he's feeling better, they can tell him, oh, yeah, we're playing another week, so keep you moving here. But that is that's tough, and they're looking at him right now, and they don't screw around anymore with those types of injuries.
Well, you can't.
I mean, they will not even. In the old days, is how many fingers do I have? 2. Good, you're back in.
Well, you know, back then 3 push-ups was conditioning. These kids are super conditioned and into the weight room, and they just hit a lot harder.
Well, I've always said, you know, Tim and I have been working together for years, and I've always said that football's what made you what you are. I mean, look at the way you two are now. It's because of just get back in the game.
I'm not sure exactly what that means.
It's because of that callous attitude in the past that you guys turned out the way you are.
So I played without a helmet. that explains a lot, doesn't it? Yeah, you used to put those glorified hunks of leather, you know. It was beef jerky. You kind of bent around on top of your head.
I kid you two only because I can. That's
right. Easy mark.
Makar with another high fly kickoff. And good coverage by Chardon. They're doing what they've wanted to do, and that is to get the ball up to Brian Laughlin or anybody who's standing. I mean, they're not picking on Brian, but they're getting the ball to one of the up men and not giving them the opportunity for the big return.
Yeah, they're playing for that hang time so they can get their defensive group down there and just keep them pinned. Anything you can keep around a 35 or thereabouts, they're happy with. They had some problems earlier in the season with some long runs, and at this level, you can't have the long runs. They can come back and kill you.
Zach Daly, and Daly gets tripped up by Smith. Platts fell down on top of him. The fans on the other side wanted a late hit.
Oh, no.
Dakowitz gets up a little, well, just a little slow, but he's looking fine.
Yeah,
You see him in the left-hand side of your screen walking back to the huddle.
Yeah, you can see there's definitely no late hit by any means, no matter what the people on the other side are saying. You know, that's just following through on that good fundamental tackle by Smith on that one. He just stuck him low, and that's probably where you're best off taking Byram.
Gain of a short 7, long 6 to go here. And that is Colby Byram, who's again hit by Tim Smith. Tim Smith on the season.
And again low, in case you missed the first one. He just fundamental good tackling.
97 tackles for Tim Smith on the season.
Yes, he was tied for the team leader with, do you know who?
His brother Brian.
Yes, that makes it a lot easier at the dinner table. You know, rather than beating you out by once and all of a sudden you got mashed potatoes thrown at you.
I mean, when your 3 linebackers have 95 and 97 tackles each for the 3 of them, that tells you the defensive line is neutralizing these guys.
That's right.
Allowing them to work.
Up. Those are the guys.
Kane will hit as he throws. This one could be picked off, but it's not. Rusty Opper got himself in good position. Von Kanel got whacked, I think, by Luke Chuha.
Yeah, they're starting to get a little pressure. Opper was looking that time for the flag, Sam, which, I don't know, we didn't have the good angle on that, but he might have went through his back a little bit. We'll see if we can see the end of this play. I know he reached his hand across and knocked it away, but did he go through Opper to do that?
Not bad.
Yeah, I guess.
Got to let him play a little bit, right?
Oh, sure. Yeah, I'm not one of those that, you know, put the doilies on. Let's go.
Compton.
Couldn't see live, though, how much of contact there was.
Nice high
fair catch this time by Makar.
So Makar takes it at the 27, and that is where Chardon will get the offense back on the field with 6:09 to go here in the first half. Chardon leads it by a score of 12-7. Glad you could join us on Geauga Local Access Cable Corporation's presentation of high school football, Chardon Hilltopper playoff football. 5 years now we've been doing this, Dr. Walsh.
Got it.
Do you believe that?
Doesn't seem a day over 4.
But the first year, hopefully things run in cycles, because when we did this 4 years ago, we found ourselves high on the roof at Paul Brown Stadium. So maybe. Yeah,
it wasn't the best conditions, but boy, I'd take them anytime. It was the best facility.
Tremendous place to watch a game. Hewitt covers the ball with both arms and barrels his way for 2 or 3 yards. So plenty of time left for Chardon to get an attack going here and try to extend this 12-7 lead.
Yeah, I'm sure if nothing else, they just want to maintain it at worst. You know, if they can put more points on the board, terrific. But you definitely would like to go into the locker room with a nice little lead at halftime. You can see, like you said, Hewitt did cover the ball up extremely well, because I think his Dover team's been working on their stripping ability. They rake the arms in, try to reach the ball out of the ball carrier's hands.
Hillkirk to the far side. Quick hitter, it's Hewitt. Hewitt stays on his feet, and again, there's the balance coming into play. He gets across the 35-yard line to near the 36, so it'll be 3rd down and a yard and a half to go.
Yeah, again, they open up a nice job on the left side. You see Dakowitz kicking his guy out. They closed quick. There was a, according to that replay there, you look, there was a nice big hole open, but all of a sudden the white shirts came swarming in from the left, right side and just sealed down in that hole.
It is a 3rd down and 1. Smith goes in motion, flags fly, we got movement, and that's going to cost Chardon 5 of them.
Yeah, that's not something you needed there. He's waving the procedure call against Chardon.
Got to get one of them little guys to throw some coffee up here, John. They're running up and down the stands with coffee.
Is that right? They got vendors work? I'll be darned.
And they're 12 years, they're not even 12, they're 8 years old. How do they do that?
I don't know, isn't there child labor laws? What's a sweatshop condition? Well, I guess on a night this cold, you don't have sweatshop conditions.
I'll tell you what, you know, Kent State University trying to get their football program back on track. I think this is a facility or a school that could be something if they could get some of the local talent to come here, and great facility. But I'd venture to say I don't know when the last time there's been this many butts in the seats in this stadium.
I'll tell you,
certainly not for a Kent State
This
game.
is a good way to show playoff teams and stuff who you might possibly want to recruit. The type of facility is Hewitt just barrels ahead.
So Hewitt picks up the 1st down. They'll spot him just shy of the 40. So the ground attack by Chardon. Chardon, as we said, 337.5 yards per game and only 50 yards through the air. And conversely, on the other side, you've got 2,681 yards, which is a good rushing team of Dover, but it's all 700 and some yards shy of what Chardon's done. 70 yards a game difference. And what do we have? I think Bobby Doyle wants to take a timeout, and will, with 4 minutes and 20 seconds to go here in the 1st half. Coming up at the half, we will have the Chardon Hilltopper Marching Band. We won't have the Dover Band, but we'll have the Chardon Hilltopper Marching Band. And after the game, if Chardon comes out on top, we'll hopefully have Bob Doyle in the coach's corner down on the field with Tim Kelby. Got all kinds of good stuff ahead, and hopefully some more scoring here for the Chardon Hilltoppers. Also, we'd like to remind you not to forget birthdays, anniversaries, and other special occasions can be made more special through GTV. Send that terrific picture or pictures to us, and we'll help highlight the event. Please enclose a self-addressed stamped envelope. Once again, our address is GTV, Post Office Box 336, Chardon, Ohio 44024. Well, Tim, I don't know if we'll be able to get your picture up on the screen for your birthday, but we'll have to look into that. What do you have for us?
Oh, we don't want to have that happen, do we? Hey, Dover's only lost this year. They're 9-1. They lost the 2nd week of the season to Orville, 14-13. And of course, we know how strong Orville is in the D4 program. They play mostly D1 and D2 schools. So the Tornadoes were only 1 point short of a perfect season in a regular season.
And they had the lead here for a little bit, but Chardon is moving the football at will right now. The last 2 possessions, they have blown open some very large holes. 1st down and 10. Ryan Davis under center. And he's going to throw. Looking deep. Has Makar in double coverage. Scott goes up and almost brought it down.
Yeah, almost came up with that. He kind of, the defender, wow, was that number 66 that's on the coverage of him?
JT Lauber, one of the linebackers, went back in coverage. But Makar went up. By the time the ball got there, the double coverage had converged on there, John. You can see.
Yeah, they had just a little bit too much air underneath it. Normally, you don't see number 66 is that far down the field. Oh, good defense. I didn't see that arm. Did you see that? Lauder had his arm raked in there and kind of raked it out. Nice defensive effort from him.
2nd down and 10. This time it's Hewitt, and Hewitt puts his head down and only gets about 3 yards, and that'll bring up a 3rd down and 7. We approach the 4-minute mark here in the 1st half.
Yeah, well played. This is kind of the type of game you expect from a playoff game or something. Both teams been playing very well from both sides of the ball thus far.
My favorite part of the game, though, in a close game is the first 5 minutes of the 2nd half to see what adjustments were made. 3rd down and 7. Davis hands it to Makar, cuts up the middle, gets across the 45, and only gets to the 46-yard line.
About 3 shy of the 1st down, but at least they're going to kick it, and they're going to make Dover drive a good distance down the length of the field to get it here. As you can see, Makar just cuts it back inside, tries to get what he can out of that.
So 4th down and about 3. So Scott Mackar will stand at his 31-yard line. Colby Byram back deep. He averages a little over 9 yards a return, and this is a low liner. Byram's going to have some room at the 25. Comes across the 30 and gets knocked forward to the 36-yard line. Tim Smith, I believe, was the man.
I think that was
tackle.
Brian on the tackle. 20. Brian Smith.
Oh, it was Brian Smith.
It's a nice thing about the replays. You can find out if you're right initially.
Yeah, it was Brian. Tim was hanging around though.
Yeah, Brian,
So
and I believe Adam Kramer was in there also to make the first hit on him.
The Dover faithful came up to their feet to try to get this offense back on track now. Good first drive by Dover. Not much to show for it since. 3 minutes to go. Von Kanel to throw. The whole stands erupts with pass. Looking down deep. He has a man. It's complete, and he dropped it. In and out of the hands of Bill Schumacher. And a collective sigh of relief down deep from Scott Mackar, as well as Chris Scanlon, who are saying, you know how lucky we were on that one.
I'm sorry. Oh, too bad we didn't see the initial part of that. Yeah, they had him beat back there. The ball was delivered well. He just couldn't pull it in. Van Dralen, what did you say? You got his rushing statistics off the top of your hand there?
Von Kanel?
Von Kanel, I'm sorry.
His rushing statistics, I've got that.
I know he doesn't have many yards, and I understand why. He must not be very mobile because he had the whole side of the field. He could have rambled for good 15, 20 yards.
They give him.
He chose to throw it instead.
They give it to Daly. Daly with a huge hole, and he gets ankle tackled by Smith at the 40-yard line. To answer your question, he's got 20 attempts for 19 yards, but keep in mind
that sacks come off that total.
As a sack, but that means that between sacks and rushing attempts, he's only done that 20 times, which isn't much. So I don't think he's going to have a whole lot.
Not for a high school quarterback. Normally, you see him carrying the ball 10, 12 times a game or so. They're like an extra running back who throw on occasion.
Brian Smith with a nice.
I'm going to measure this one.
Tackle there. He's short.
Yeah, that looks short.
About 3/4 of a yard.
A lot of loose chain to pull up there.
All right. So it'll bring up a 3rd down and inches. Tim?
Yeah, Craig, while they measure for that, you talk about the play fake ability of the Chardon offense. That last pass by Von Kanel was right in front of us, and yeah, a lot of people faked out. And that ball had a bird's eye view of Shoemaker. That went through his breadbasket like it had hot buttered icing all over it.
You have to talk about food this early in the game. We've got another couple hours ahead of us.
What exactly is hot buttered icing?
Tim, what is hot buttered icing?
That is called.
There's that term.
That's called that hot cinnamon.
That one, a hot buttered icing's a new one.
That hot buttered icing is a special taste that my wife makes every Sunday morning or every other Sunday morning.
I insulted his wife now.
See that?
Isn't that nice?
I noticed we've never been invited over for breakfast at the Kelby house.
And I'm sure from that my comment, I'm never going to be invited over.
1st down and 10. You know, I don't know who's guarding the people out there because there's like 15 of them troopers next to us. Now, you sure you're not in trouble here and they're going to rescue at halftime?
I don't know. Are they looking at me?
Daly moves it up to the 45-yard line. Oh, we're in good company. At least my briefcase is safe. 2nd down and 7 when
we're down to 2:10.5 and counting. You can see here they slant outside as Platska's excellent penetration, catches him from behind, gets a piece of the tackle. Smith and half the team were in on that as well.
So 2nd down and about 7. How about Kevin Platz? 79 tackles, but 31 sacks. That is unbelievable. Yeah, 3 sacks a game.
That's not a bad average to have. That make, I'll tell you, he's made a lot of quarterbacks around Northeast Ohio just dread the sound of, hearing him come.
The delay to Byram, and Landstrom makes the tackle. And they'll give him a gain of 2, and that'll bring up a 3rd down and 5. There's 1 minute and 33 seconds to go here in the first half.
Yeah, the clock ticking down. It doesn't seem like Dover's in much of a hurry to try to get something going here. They're just taking a lot of time, letting the clock wind down. See the replay. Somebody had a shot at him earlier, just couldn't quite wrap him up. I don't think you're going to pull him down with the arm tackles. Well, they're saying Chardon's point and saying the right tackle for Dover flinched a little bit. It's 2 guys pointed directly at him. Yeah, this Chardon defense has tightened up. That first drive, Dover was moving the ball readily on them there, and since then they've tightened up and really haven't given them that much.
I think that spun some heads when they did that. I don't think anybody's expecting it, including that long pass with an excellent catch down inside the 5.
Yeah. Short of that, they really haven't moved the ball well on the ground, and you know, they could have had more yardage through the air if that ball had been held onto, but it wasn't. They really haven't done that much in the air either.
3rd down and 10. Von Canel throws, has a man wide open, catches the football. Jim McFadden breaks it across the 30. The pump fake just drove 2 of Chardon's defenders up to the line of scrimmage, and McFadden was so open, and that is a big first down with 44 seconds to go.
Yeah, you had Scanlon over there, Chris Scanlon finishing them off there. I believe he's playing in Merritt's spot at the safety position. I didn't notice him going in, but from that play, it was, yeah, he's the deep man back there. You got Brian Smith. Well, actually, I got Mackar playing safety.
1st down and 10.
Stuck Scanlon in at corner.
Von Canel throws.
He's out of bounds,
is incomplete. Flags fly, and I think Von Canel
late hit.
Smacked by, is that Dackett? No, who is that? That's Hewitt. I think Hewitt's going to be called for roughing the passer, which is not a wise thing this stage of the game. You cannot afford to give up that kind of yardage at this end of the field.
Because it's getting close to the 3-point range, and you know, you don't want to give up another 3 to them. Yeah, they're calling personal foul. It must be late hits, roughing the quarterback.
That is a huge mental mistake. Jeremy Compton has hit a 37-yard field goal on the season.
Yeah, we couldn't see the aftermath of the hit down there. As you can see, he's out of bounds when he tries to catch the ball.
So they'll send the ball down to the 13-yard line. It'll be 1st down and 10. Dover still with 2 timeouts left. 26 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, this is a time to stiffen up if you're Chardon D.
Von Canel to throw. Drops back, looks, double cover. Oh, and he slips on his keister at the 23-yard line. And as soon as he goes down, the clock stops with 16 seconds to go. And even did you see the scoreboard? Scoreboard had the same thing. Almost looked like that.
Oh, just
feet came right up underneath him.
Well, that's
right
pretty much it, which is surprising because it's a solid surface down there. It's not slick by any means.
Talking to some of the coaches before the game, and even I tell you who else is here. Howie Eckert is here, who's one of the veteran officials up in our neck of the woods, is down as one of the tournament officials tonight. Was talking about this type of surface and the kind of shoes to wear, and he said you're better off going with a flat tennis shoe as opposed to those turf shoes with the little rubber knobs on the bottom. He said because in the way they're making the turf these days, and this carpet's only 2 years old, you have a tendency to slip. So that's why you see even the pros wearing the high top sneakers. So I'd be curious to see what Von Canel is wearing, or if it was just one of those things where his feet got moving faster than his upper body and he just went down.
As we said from his rushing stats, he's not the most mobile of quarterbacks.
Good news for Chardon. That moves him all the way back to the 23, so it would be a 40-yard attempt if they don't pick up any more yardage here with 16 seconds to go. Von Canel under center, and he dumps it. Oh, there's a huge hit. Oh, John Landstrom just leveled Zach Daly.
Yeah, that was stuck him right in the chest and just drove into him. Nice hit by Landstrom that time.
Nice, cool.
Watch the replay. These are the fun ones to watch. You can see he just gets it, pow, just delivers his shoulder right into his chest, drives him backwards. Yeah, we're down to 12 seconds, which I'm assuming we're air attacks, so they'll probably get their full 2 plays in this half.
They give them a gain of maybe a half a yard to the 22.5-yard line. So again, it would still be close to a 40-yard attempt. Jeremy Compton is 3 out of 4 in field goals this season, again, as long as being 37. So I think you're right. I think they have to go for the end zone, or they have to go down and out, get it and get out of bounds in order to have if they catch it and they stay in bounds, they'll never get the field goal off. So it's all going to come down to execution here on this big 3rd down play. Coming up at the half, we will have the Chardon Hilltopper Marching Band, and we'll have some halftime observations.
Chardon fans are up, exalting their defense on.
3rd down and 20, but that's their
option pass.
Back option. Byram isn't going to do it, though. He goes down. Mitch Hewitt catches him from behind.
The
Platts
clock
is there.
stick, and that's it. That's a half.
The Chardon Hilltoppers have been able to escape the late drive by the Dover Tornado. The first half is history, and it is Chardon leading by a score of 12-7. Before we have the Chardon Marching Band, we need to tell you that tonight's game is being brought to you by Connecticut Incorporated, by Junction Auto Sales, by Burr Funeral Home and Cremation Service, 5 generations dedicated to honesty, dignity, and service since 1859, by Newman, Leary and Bryce, by Clemson Excavating, and by Boswick's True Value Hardware and Chardon Dairy Queen, by Chardon Square Auto Body and Sitco, manufacturer of precision diamond and CBN tooling, by Gary's Towing and Service for all your automotive needs, Freeland Associates, certified public accountants, Hodder's Lawn and Sport, Honda and Cub Cadet snow throwers are now in stock, and Lawson Ford and Mercury. Chardon Metal Products, ISO 9002 certified, and air cleaning systems, clean air for business and industry. By Hamden Building Products for all your building needs. Civic and Associates, certified public accountants and management consultants. By A.J. Goulder Electric Company. By Richards Maple Products, gift packages year-round. Call for our free brochure. By Skylar Painting, commercial, industrial, and residential. Midas Auto Systems, exhaust, brakes, suspension, and tires. By DuraClean, home and industrial cleaning, and Alvord Insurance Agency. By Residence Artists for all your painting and remodeling needs, and Ayrshire Corporation. By Alvord Yard and Equipment, Troy-Bilt, Bolins, Toro, and Husqvarna. By Quay Buick. Buick stands for quality, and quality begins with QUA. And by GTV, local public service programming for Burton Township, Burton Village, Chardon Township, Chardon Village, Hamden Township, and Middlefield Village. GTV, we're here for you, and we are here for you tonight at Dick Stadium on the campus of Kent State University. Chardon with a 12-7 halftime lead, and we will have the Chardon Band next.
Okay, with Coach Dan If down here in the sidelines, coach adjustments before you at halftime.
Well, we've got to do a better job of blocking them up front. They're big and strong, and we're not blocking them real well. They're getting a lot of pressure on our quarterback. We've got to establish a run in the second half, or it's going to be a long night for us.
Okay, thanks. Good luck.
Thank you.
Okay, Coach Dan, the Tornadoes. Craig?
Thanks very much, Tim. Nice to hear from Dan Ift, who was very helpful this week in getting us all our information. How is it down there, Tim? Is it cooled off much more? I mean, we've got the windows open up here and the breeze is blowing in, but it doesn't seem terrible.
No, I'll tell you, actually, Craig, it's very nice down here. The stands on each end of the end zone kind of block off any breeze. So it's very comfortable down here, and, you know, it's excitement galore.
Yeah, it certainly is, and there's a lot of folks here from both sides. A nice crowd, a great venue to have this ball game tonight. And, John, this is very reminiscent, at least in my opinion, of when we went to Erie Cathedral Prep, and Chardon and Erie PA put on a really good show in the first half, and you thought, you know what, this Erie Prep team is really hanging with Chardon. But then when the second half rolled around, it was an entirely different ball game.
Yeah, this is very much so like the Steubenville game, with Steubenville actually having a 10-7 advantage at halftime. But as I understand it, the one common opponent between the two teams has been Steubenville. Dover was actually getting blown out, I believe 33-0 at halftime against Steubenville. Came back and won it 40-33. So both teams show the propensity to come back in second half. We'll just have to see who makes the better adjustments and does it properly.
So we have about a minute to go before they kick off. Chardon will be giving the football to Dover. And before we get started with the second half kickoff, let's go back once again to the field, and here's Tim Kelby.
Okay, Craig, Coach Bob Doyle said at halftime they're pretty much going to stick with the things that they've done here in the first half. They might want to play a little bit looser on defense. They've been playing too tight, allowing Dover to get a little bit outside yardage and a little bit too tight in the secondary, which is getting those passes deep downfield.
All right, very good. Thanks for getting into it with Bob Doyle. And again, if Chardon can pull this one out, we'll be able to have Bob Doyle on after the ball game. It's funny, I asked Bob before the game, I said, can we get you real quick for nerve? He goes, I don't do anything until the kickoff. You can have me right up until then. I mean, such an intense fellow when it comes to the day-to-day operations of Chardon, but I tell you what, he's unusually calm on game night, which has always impressed me.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you one thing about Coach Doyle, watching the practices and that sort of stuff. He allows his coaches, to handle their particular areas. He stands there in a consulting role. They come to him, give him the information, he digests it, makes the proper decisions down in the field. But the coaching and the day-to-day, the hands-on and the looking for things like that, he leaves his coaches, and that's why he's had a lot of those coaches for years and years and years, because unlike other head coaches that just want to do everything, take every facet of the game, he allows them to coach, and they respect him and listen, and he respects them back and forth. It's just a great arrangement with his coaching staff.
And I think most successful coaches are like that, John, where they push the responsibility down and they almost just direct traffic, and you have to let these guys coach. You can't be all things to all people, especially when you're running a big program like this. You want to be able to push that down, give your guys some responsibility. But the biggest factor in that whole thing, though, is the trust factor, because if you don't trust your coaches, forget about it. And Bobby Doyle obviously has nothing but trust in his guys, because he's the one that lets them go.
18-20 years in some cases.
Scott Mackar to kick off as we start half number 2. Another short kick taken by probably McLaughlin again.
Right about at the 40, it's down.
So 40-yard line will begin Dover's assault on the scoreboard here. They trail at 12-7. Back at the 8:49 mark in the first quarter, Scotty Mackar went in from 12 yards out, missed the extra point. His first miss of the year, made it 6-zip. Chardon. A minute and 33 seconds later, Van Kanel hit Horn from, I think it was 15 yards out. Is that right? Or 5 yards out. That, and the PAT was good, made it 7-6. And then Mitch Hewitt went in from 53 yards out. He rambled with 7:39 to go in the second quarter, and to make it 12-7. They hand the ball to Zach Daly, and Zach Daly gets about 2. So 12-7 is where we stand. We begin quarter number 3, and flags come flying in, and the Dover faithful up on their feet, which leads me to believe that
late
a little unsportsmanlike on the men in black.
Yeah, that must be. You know, somebody told me at halftime, which I'd never really considered either, but we're playing with going back to Mackar's miss, we're playing with college goalposts. You know, the high school are, what, 22 feet apart, and these are, what, 16, 18 feet, somewhere thereabouts. We got much narrower. I didn't think there was a difference
in high school and college.
No,
they
narrowed the colleges down about 5-6 years ago or so.
But don't be surprised if they swapped out the goalposts for this. I'm sure the state would have covered all those bases, I would hope. I didn't know that. That's news to me. Well, but I really can't. When we're back next week, which we will be, hopefully, we'll have the answer to that question. How would that be?
Okay, sounds good.
The ball is spotted at the 41-yard line. Maybe Tim knows. Tim knows everything about that stuff.
He could check down on with one of his people down on the sidelines.
The king of useless knowledge. First down and 10. They hand the ball to Byram, and Byram gets a yard to the 40.
Yeah, they sealed up the area, tried to spread them out. They're starting to put a little bit of their pizzazz into their offense. I don't know, maybe this is one of their methods where they kind of hold stuff in, run a basic first half offense, second half offense. They start putting in the motion men, the split out formations, you know, all of a sudden people running out to the doubles and triples, you know, left, right.
Second down and 9. Von Kanel to throw. Hit as he throws. Passes dropped. John Horn had it and dropped it. Pass was a little behind him, but he was open. And that's got to be bothering Chardon, the fact that he's had open receivers continuously tonight.
Yeah, you watch Platts and Chuha get him just as he's delivering the ball. both of them hit it. Yeah, it was. Well, the pass was a little bit behind him. He was an open man, but the pass was thrown just a little bit behind. That's probably from that Chardon Platt's pressure that he was starting to see coming in front of him.
A very catchable football nonetheless, though.
Third down play here for Dover.
3rd and 9. They go from the gun.
Screen.
It's Byram. Byram hit by Chuha and gets dragged forward to the 34-yard line. Will not get the first down. Von Kanel ends up on his rear end back at the 48-yard line. Mitch Hewitt was all over him. That scares me every time I see that because of the way the flags have been flying on some of these. We've seen a couple late hits already.
Well, as a matter of fact, it was Hewitt that got called for the late hit there. You can see there he's delivering the ball. Yeah, he's starting to take a little bit of a beating. He's getting more and more pressure. That must be one of the adjustments. Maybe Chardon's doing a little bit more up front stunt as Dover's going for it on 4th down here.
4th down and 3. The Tornado going for it.
Might be trying to draw him off with cadence.
Von Kanel to throw. Has time. Looks underneath. It's batted down. Batted down by, I don't know if it was Mitch Hewitt or Ben Chuha.
I think that was Ben Chuha in there. Just got his hand up and threw it down as they were trying a little bit of an inside screen there again, I believe. He didn't have the lineman out in front of him, but it was just a little dump over the middle, get the rushing lineman in, and just throw it over their heads gently. Watch here, you can see there's Chuha. Yep, Ben Chuha got his hand up. The way to do that's the way you bull rush. You don't look at the man that's blocking you. You watch the quarterback. That's exactly what Chuha did there. Saw the ball coming through the hand up and knocked it down.
Chardon goes with double tight ends as Chuha comes in along with Kevin Platts.
I think we'll go into the running formation now, and they've had great success with this year.
Almost dropped the football. He had it on his hip, almost around his back. Brought it back around and was able to pick up just a little bit less than a yard, but could have been a lot worse as Luke Lester was on the tackle.
We'll have to see if that handoff was nice and clean in there. Now that ball was put on his hip just a little bit too much and almost popped out there. Good job of Makar bringing it back in.
So it is a 2nd down and 9. Hewitt is the setback. Landstrom. And now Makar goes in motion of the wings. They hand the ball to Hewitt. Hewitt, nothing. Spun around at the line of scrimmage. JT Lauber was there. They're going to give him forward progress back to the line of scrimmage. So it'll bring up a 3rd down and 9.
Yeah, that's it looks like both of the defenses made some degree of as they tried to slant off. They get the guys staying at home nicely that time. Sent the motion to the right, made the play appear, and then just sent on a little slanting pattern there. Hewitt off to the left side there, but Dover stayed at home, didn't bite on it, and they stopped it in a big 3rd down play for Chardon here.
Tim Smith and Jay Hillkirk check in for Chardon as they run Makar in motion. And they run the option. Davis pitches it back to Makar just at the last second. Not going to get the first down, but gets up to the 43-yard line, and that'll be a 4th down and a punting situation. Ryan Davis couldn't have hung on to it any longer without being tackled with the ball.
Yeah, I believe the guy actually was starting to wrap on him. We'll have to see exactly when he does pitch it out. Yeah, he had some hands on him when he pitched that out. Nice sealing the outside. This Dover team is well coached. See, they're ready for Chardon option. They have the man sealing on the quarterback, the other one taking the pitch man. Nice punt.
Makar gets it off and is taken by Byram on the run, and he gets up to the 38-yard line. So that is where the Tornado takes over. 1st down and 10. Their 2nd possession of the half. 8 minutes and 9 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter. 12-7 is the score. Chardon leads it. Glad you could join us on GTV. I'm Craig Dees, along with Tim Kelby, along with my partner.
Oh, that was my. I thought you were doing a soliloquy. I'm sorry.
I was going to do a soliloquy, John.
Okay, I know my name, but do you know my name?
Dr. John Walsh. 1st down and 10.
We're in the academic facility. Let's use titles.
Von Kanel to throw, looking deep. Hopper's in position. He picks it off. Hopper, he's had 3 opportunities tonight to pick it off, and that time was able to come down with it.
Oh, I can't believe he used that one.
That was a golden opportunity.
Yes, it was.
What's the matter with that?
For all you Bennett Surf fans out there, there's our classic punster. you know, Opera did an excellent defensive job there. He just kind of got his body position there, sealed the man off the ball, and just went for it. It was great body positioning attempt for Rusty Opera as he gets the pick, and Chardon's going to try to get this offense in gear here in the second half.
Big turnover now for the Toppers. They get the ball at the 26-yard line. It's a first down and 10. Davis to Hewitt. Hewitt's going to bust it around the outside, keeps his legs chugging, and look at that run for almost the first down. That was all Mitch Hewitt.
And that was, again, that's one of those, you don't take a strong running back and try to take him up high. That's where the guy had him. He had him up high. Hewitt just drove the legs. He wasn't squared up, but he had enough square up ability. He was still angled a little bit to just drive those legs, take the guys. You see the guys way up in the shoulder pads. You're not going to bring Hewitt down one-on-one up on his shoulder pads.
It's right in front of the chains on the far side, and it looks like it's going to be a little bit short. The officials are conversing on the far side.
I guess we're down to the dimples of the ball, and they're trying to say, what did you see? It must be that close. Oh, yeah.
What was that? Unsportsmanlike conduct against the Hilltoppers. Oh, dead ball foul, still move it back.
So it was a, let's see, it was a first down. He did get the first down on that, but, or did he?
I'm not sure. Well, while we've got a second to sort this out, let's go down to the field, and here's Tim.
Okay, Craig, up there it says with the Chardon section of students, and of course after that interception they just want to get back in the scoring track, but things staying up there nice and warm. Some of the kids draped in blankets, but right now, gang, who's ahead? All righty, there you go, Chardon right now, Craig.
All right, now.
Oh, could you hear a word Tim said?
What was that?
That was could you do that again, please,
no,
Tim?
I can't hear a word you said.
Wow.
Deaf in this ear now.
Oh, no.
Right,
octave levels were high there, weren't they?
They give them the first down, but then there's a personal foul, and Chardon, again, cannot get themselves in a situation where they're letting their emotions run their thinking, because you can't afford to give up that many yards to a good team like this. You can't put yourself in a first down and 25 situation.
No, especially just right after you've got the first down. You can't be doing that sort of stuff. That's control your emotions.
There's a difference between aggression and just being not smart. And Hewitt doesn't do anything. Oh, check that. They hand the ball off to
Ben Chua, or I'm sorry, Luke Chua. Luke Chua is in for Hewitt.
5'9", 200-pound sophomore. I don't know who the personal foul was on, and it might have been on Hewitt, and that's maybe why they brought him out to have a little chat with him.
Yeah, kind of.
He was nose to nose with the defender, and I don't know if he said something, tossed the ball, or what the situation was, but gee, you just cannot do that.
No.
Second down and 25. They need to get all the way up to the 43 for a first down. And this time it's Makar. And Scott gets up to near the 30. So still about 15, 17 yards to go here. Third down and long. The tackle was made by Luke Lester.
But I'll tell you, he's just that one cut away from breaking a lot tonight. You see he breaks in the open here. He's going to cut it outside, just can't get it cut just enough to break it. But the way he's running the ball, he's dangerous. He's going to hit one of these cuts one time after he gets his yard. Just plant, go, and see what you can get from there.
Slips on the turf, just does get back to the line of scrimmage, and what was a standing ovation for Chardon about 3 plays ago has turned into a punting situation now for the Hilltoppers, and the momentum is swung back to Dover.
Yeah, and unfortunately the field position as well, as they're going to get the ball back somewhere around their 40-yard line or thereabouts, I'm assuming.
Colby Byram goes back and will stand at his 38-yard line to receive the punt from Scott Makar. Scott gets off a high short kick. Byram at the 45 with some running room, gets to midfield, falls into Chardon territory at the 48.5-yard line, and the Tornado get the football back. First down and 10, and we talk about the battle of field position week in and week out, and now it has swung to Dover's side. You can hear the fans on the far side. The momentum has swung, at least in their opinion, and now it's time for the Chardon defense to step up and quiet the crowd. Yeah,
they're the ones that are going to have to do it right now. They've come up with a big, especially at the close of the half, they came up with that big defensive stand down there, held them out. That they're being called out again to do it.
Only 138 total yards for Dover and 50-something on the ground. So Chardon still doing a good job against the rush. 41-yard line the ball is taken to. So that's a pickup of about 7 or 8. 5 minutes and 49 seconds to go here, third quarter. Chardon leads it by a score of 12-7. Talking to the athletic director here at the manager of the facility here at Kent. Asked him if he'd put in for a game next week. He said, we put in for a game for the rest of the way, and this was a great venue.
Oh, this is a nice location they have a game at. 2nd
down and 3. Von Canel to throw. Lets it fly, and nobody there.
Ooh, Wade.
Von Canel got absolutely squashed by Tim Smith.
Yeah, I did hear a couple of scores, which a couple of them surprised me, of other playoff games going at halftime. Of course, by the time, you people out there hear it, it's going to be old news. But Mayfield was beating Barberton 24-zip.
Yep.
And East Liverpool was beating Uniontown Lake 27-zip.
Wow, and Chardon would love nothing better than to play East Liverpool next week and avenge a loss that we saw last year as we drove 100 miles to do it, right?
Chardon doesn't care, just so they're playing next week is all they really care about.
1st down and 10 for Zach Daly. He busted inside the 35 to near the 34-yard line. I did not anticipate this kind of a game this evening from Dover. Good ball club, but the way Chardon has been going through everybody, just thought it was a matter of time. And Dover, to their credit, has given Chardon a heck of a go so far.
Oh, it's been a great game. They've just gone head-to-head and just played excellent football. And I think we got another quarter plus 5 minutes of it coming.
Little counter play for big yards for Dover, and then the running of Bill Schumacher takes it down to the 13-yard line. Little razzle-dazzle, and Dover knocking on the door definitely in Jeremy Compton field goal range. Luke Chuha on the tackle for Chardon.
Yeah, it was just following his blockers as they countered back to the right side here, and then he just does a good job of evading tacklers until he's finally brought down by John Landstrom, and I couldn't see who the other one was.
1st down and 10 from the 13. They can get a 1st down at the 3. They hand the ball to Byram. Nope, check that. That's Zach Daly. And Daly runs down to the 10-yard line. So he picks up about 3.
Yeah, they're going to spot it just a little bit inside of the 10, I believe. Yeah, Dover's moving the ball here. They're moving the ball very, very well. They got their crowd behind them and all. They're starting to rally to the cause here.
Byram is this lone setback. Gets it, straight power football up the middle to about the 7. So it'll be 3rd down and about 3. So they may spot it closer to the 6, so about 2.
Boy, there's something that Dover hasn't done very often, is just come between the guards there. Everything's been slanted off the tackle positions or head to the outside or thrown through the air.
The Chardon crowd comes to their feet below, trying to get the defense a little bit of encouragement.
Yeah, big 3rd down play for the Chardon D.
Von Canel to throw, looks underneath the pass. Oh, almost got it into Opper again. Bill Schumacher was the man it was closest to, but I don't think it was thrown to him. I think it was thrown to McFadden. They just overthrew him.
Yeah, I believe you could be right. They were trying to hit the guy out in the flats area a little bit more rather than the guy downfield. But like you said, he overthrew it, and it got more towards Opper's territory there. As Opper again had excellent coverage on.
Well, check that. They were trying to throw it to Zach Daly, and it overthrew Zach. Now they go for, or at least appear to go for, a field goal attempt. Jeremy Compton is 3 out of 4 on the season. His longest is 37 yards. He's a straightaway kicker. The snap's a good one. They get it down, and it is no good. Missed it to the right.
Ooh, that's a heartbreaker for Dover. They did an excellent job. They finally got the offense moving again, kicked into gear, as they've been shut down quite a bit after the first thing. And come down here, you want to get some points out of it. Miss what left, and then you come out of here with nothing. That's a big boon to Chardon and a big letdown for Dover.
That was a tough one there, but good news for the Hilltoppers. They've got the ball at the 20-yard line, and here's Tim.
Greg, just a comment to follow what you and John just said. Boy, I tell you, you talk about dodging a bullet. The Hilltoppers just did, but now you've got to wonder what that will do to the offensive momentum for Dover the next time they get the football.
Well, you hope if you're a Chardon fan that it discourages them a lot. But they did. That's the second time now they've driven the ball well against Chardon. The first time was their first drive. They stuck it in the end zone. This time they come up shy, but they gave themselves an opportunity to score. As Mitch Hewitt goes, there's a good shot of, I think that's the athletic director down there, isn't it?
It could have been Bob Francis
I think that
down
is
there.
Bob down there, at the back of his noggin we showed.
Yeah,
second down and 7.
Good-looking noggin it was, too.
Great cut across the 25. He's upended and gets to the 26-yard line. And that will leave Scott now a little bit more than 3 as they spot it closer to the 27-yard line. Imperative for Chardon to get a first down here. At least to get the ball a little further down as Makar comes limping up. Actually comes off shoeless.
Yeah, shoeless Scott Makar.
Shoeless Scott Makar.
You can see is what Jason Hillkirk brings in the next play. Like you said, it is kind of important for the first down for Chardon. One, they want to mentally give their defense a rest. There are a lot of the same kids, but mentally, you know, they've been struggling here. And another one, you want to get a little bit in the way of field position back.
Davis keeps it, has the first down as he bounces to the 33-yard line.
Good decision. He saw the open lane, saw it was good for a good 4 or 5 yards or something, and took it rather than looking to make the big play by pitching it the outside. Make sure you get the stakes moved, and that was just a smart decision. As you can see, as soon as he sees that opening there, he's got enough yardage, he just tucks it away and takes it. Good, smart decision that time by Davis, a quarterback.
First down and 10. That's Tim Smith. And they hand the ball off, and that's another first down.
As he crosses over that, that was John Landstrom carrying the ball, number 45.
So Landstrom picks up the free. You notice I didn't say anything that time. I didn't want to look foolish because I had no idea who had the ball that time. Ben Carlisle on the tackle. Yeah, that we do know.
I'm assuming Makar's still working on his shoe. You can see as Landstrom counters back to the other side, gets a big opening on that right side. That was over the Bob Kramer and Mark Burr's positions. Sorry, I had my defensive page turned up here. All of a sudden I froze.
Second down and a yard for Chardon. The officials stopped the clock because they had fourth down on the field. They still had first down on the scoreboard. Now they've got it all squared away. It's second down and a yard. This is a great opportunity for Chardon to try something that they might not ordinarily try.
I thought he had a first down. That was a bad spot, I think.
Davis gets it to Landstrom somehow, who gets the first down. Oh.
That was like a shovel pass. He was actually leaped and threw it over the guy that was making the tackle on him.
Those are one of those when you're the coach, you go, what are you doing? Oh, great play.
Yeah. It's kind of, but you know, oh, good.
Hooray for our side. The ball's at the 45-yard line. That is a dangerous play, but the brutally brave Ryan Davis tried that out and gets a first down. This time they hand the ball to Landstrom, and Landstrom has another first down and then some, down to the 35-yard line. Again, the Ryan Davis's ability to hide the football is paying off here because nobody knew Landstrom had the football until Barry McCoy brought him down at the 35-yard line.
Again, they open up that left side of Rob Krebs and Kramer, I believe. I think Dakowicz. Kramer and Dakowicz jump back and forth, so it's hard to say. Good balance that time by Landstrom as he takes the hit. Good solid hit, and it just kind of did the spin move on him, took it forward for another 6-7 yards.
20 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Tim will have Bob Francis on between quarters, so not only did you get to see the back of his head, you'll get to see the front of his head as well. Davis runs it, keeps it inside the 30, and the little guy busts his way down to the 27-yard line, put his nose down and picked up a quick 8 yards.
This is
maybe 7.
This is an adjustment they made. They must have seen something, and they're starting to capitalize on it because they really hadn't had much in the way of Davis taking it outside. It's been more handoffs to the wing backs, Makar, Landstrom, whoever happens to be out there. But this time they got him just taking it.
We have played 3 quarters of football here at Dick Stadium at Kent State University, and the score is Chardon 12, Dover 7. Let's go down to the field. Here is the pride of St. Joe.
Okay, Craig, down here with athletic director Bob Francis. Bob, heck of a ball game the first 3 quarters here.
So far, it's been going both ways.
We just mentioned a minute ago, we were talking before we came on camera, that with should Chardon win, this would be an ideal location to come back to next week, but you really don't know where you'll be playing yet.
Right, this is a great facility, and they've been very accommodating, nice people here, but right now I'm just thinking about getting by this week, 1 week at a time.
How does an athletic director help the coaches, the student body? What is the athletic director's role during the course of a playoff week?
Well, just anything they need, taking messages for them from the media, yeah, you name it, helping schedule practice time down here, whatever it takes, just anything we can do to get them, past the next round.
And the biggest thing of all, help them get a W, huh?
That's right.
Okay.
Got it.
Thanks, Bob. Bob Francis, athletic director. Craig, back up to you.
Thanks very much, Tim. Bob Francis, the athletic director.
And also a good football coach in his own right, as he coached my son's undefeated 8th grade team.
2nd down and 2.
I think he got the 2.
You know,
I don't think they're going to be measuring on that one.
Hewitt takes it all the way down to the 17-yard line. And we've talked about it time and time again, and I don't want to belabor the point, but it needs to be said, at least in this game, because we haven't. Bob Doyle believes that this season is made from November to July, and when you get into the 4th quarter and you get into crunch time the way they are now, he believes that that conditioning that they do at that point in time is the reason that they do this well late in the ball game. And we may see it again tonight as they are taken over here late in the 3rd quarter, and as we start quarter number 4 of really pushing that offensive line back and giving these guys opportunities.
I think against Dover tonight, I think what you're going to see is the mental toughness coming through, Greg, just from the fact of Dover really doesn't have that much in the way of two-way starters. You know, so they're not one that you're physically going to wear down because they're getting half duty. So I think they should be strong to the end. But I think the mental toughness, which a lot of their conditioning puts on them to push themselves more and more and more, especially once you get to crunch time, is what's going to come into play.
Makar on 2nd and 8 tries to stay on his feet, and Dover has no part of that. Luke Lester was there. Also there was Chris Farrell, among others, and that is a big loss back to the 24-yard line.
Yeah, that's not the type of play you needed right there, because they're moving the ball extremely well here. You see, he's trying to go to the outside, and he just swarmed under. They just keep coming and coming and coming. Platts tries to help, but there's too many white shirts there for either Platts or Makar to do anything with.
JT Lauber was actually the man who got there first and stood up Makar while the cavalry arrived. 3rd down and 15. Big play for the Hilltoppers, at least to get into Scott Makar field goal range. Davis to throw. Has a man wide open. It is Makar. He's to the 2. Touchdown, Chardon.
Boy, that's a big drive. That offense came through big time that time. Like you said, Dover proved they can move the ball, came away with a heartbreak from the failed field goal, but then Chardon to get the break there and just drive it right down their throats down the field as Davis delivers one. Makar just breaks open wide. The closest one to him is the referee out there. And Davis just does a smart thing, doesn't try to put anything in the pass, makes it very catchable.
Scott Makar's 4th touchdown reception of the season.
And
his 2nd touchdown tonight, and Ryan Davis's 8th TD of the year, and Chardon goes for 2. 18-7 is the score. Now Davis under center. Makar in motion. Davis going to run the option, pitches it back to Makar. 2-point conversion is good. So Makar doing it on the ground and through the air, and gives Chardon a 20-7 lead. So now you've forced them into a situation where you need at least 2 touchdowns in order for Dover to come back against a tough Chardon defense, which could be quite a feat. Let's go back down to the field, and here's Tim.
Craig, right before Chardon took over the football on that last offensive drive, and if you take a look now at Makar, who is limping. He came off the field defensively, and they were taking a look at his left ankle, which he has slightly twisted, and obviously is still feeling a little bit of discomfort, even though you wouldn't know it by him getting in that secondary and running the extra point. So right now, Makar playing with the bum right knee and a little bit of a twisted left ankle.
Him standing right at midfield. He's got Danny Hoffman talking to him. He was bent over, talking to Bob Doyle as well. And he's also the kicker, so he's going to have to get this thing going. They can't even sit him down.
Yeah, he does just about everything here. As you can see, Davis fakes it into Hewitt here, sends him into the line, freezes guys rather nice, makes a quick pitch out to Makar, and it was just beautifully executed.
And let's talk again, we talk about Ryan Davis and the fact that he doesn't have to throw the football, and it hasn't actually throughout the season because of this offensive running attack. But when the big plays need to be made, he has the capability to do so, and you saw that on that play to Makar, and that is why I don't think he gets enough credit for his passing ability. He does for his ball handling and his ability to run this offense, but I mean, great throw right on the button. Makar with nobody near him puts it in the end zone.
And a lot of his completions are the big plays where they need it. You know, you got a 3rd and 14 or something, he'll come through with a big reception or something like that. It's one of those that that works out beautifully for. Forget about me and I'll burn you. You know, and he does in many cases, as he did just right there to Davis.
Makar with a line drive up the middle. Dover on the return. Chardon is able to put Dover down at the 40-yard line, about where they've gotten the football every other time. Zach Daly on the return, and Dover will have the football at the 40. Now the clock becomes their enemy. 10 minutes and 1 second to go here in the ball game, and Chardon leads at 20-7.
Yeah, they're down to 13 points, and like you said, the clock's not in their favor, so I'm sure we're going to start seeing the ball put up in the air quite a bit by this Dover team.
1st down and 10. They keep the ball on the ground to Daly, and Daly gets a yard maybe. Tried to go the right side with not a whole lot going on there. Coming up after the ball game, we hope to have Bob Doyle in the coach's corner. And hopefully we'll be talking about the ball game next week, and it sounds like East Liverpool will be on the docket, and that is a game that this Chardon team has been looking forward to for over a year since we made that trek down there last year.
Yeah, but this one, this game would mean a lot more, but we still got this game to finish up before we start talking about next week.
Von Kanel is dropped back at the 33-yard line. Mitch Hewitt tosses him down.
Boy, that was close to, he had that ball flopping out there. I wouldn't have been surprised to see that one break through. As you can see here, all of a sudden, Hewitt breaks free from his guys. You see the ball hanging out there. He's lucky to hold out. He must have big hands or something, because I think he just gripped that with his hands when he went down.
Rob Becker, the left guard, had no chance there as Hewitt just knocked him backwards and got away. 3rd down and 18. The Chardon defense making a statement here in the 4th quarter. Von Kanel to throw, passes behind the intended receiver. Pass was intended for Jim McFadden, and that will bring up a 4th down and a punting situation.
Yeah, even if
Dover Tornadoes.
Even if he had put that on the money, he still had to ramble a good 7 yards or thereabouts to get to that 1st down marker. So Chardon defense had that pretty well covered. Good stand by Chardon again.
East Liverpool, from what we understood, was up 27-0, I believe.
I'm assuming about halftime too.
4th down and 18 and a punting situation for Compton. High kick. Makar still in the game. Will let this one bounce, and it takes a great Dover bounce. The good news for Dover is Chardon will get it at about the 13-yard line. The bad news is the way they're running the football, that's just going to be more time taken off the clock as they 3- and 4-yard this thing up to the other end. So 8 minutes and 26 seconds to go, and it is the biggest series of the night for the Dover Tornadoes defense. They need a stop, and they need a 3-and-out quickly.
Oh yeah, if Chardon puts together any kind of a drive here, and they're very capable. Remember the Erie game? We got 8:26. They'll still have the ball down at the 15 after that 9-minute drive they put together there. So if they start driving the ball, you know, they can eat it up. Even if they can get 2-3 first downs, take a good 4 or 5 minutes off that clock, this is going to be their ball game.
Chardon wants to take a timeout because Ryan Davis have a little confusion down there. While we've got an opportunity, we'd like to remind you that high school sports continues all winter long as we cover Berkshire, Cardinal, and Chardon sports, including basketball and my newest favoriteest game, wrestling. So check GTV regularly for replay dates and times. We'll also be airing several holiday programs next month, and they're right around the corner. I can't believe the holidays are almost here. So please check with Channel 424 for that information. And we should remind you that also that although tonight's cablecast is not funded by your cable subscriber franchise fee, but the people that we've been talking about all night, we'd like to again extend thanks to the GTV funding communities of Burton Township, Burton Village, Chardon Township, Chardon Village, Hamden Township, and Middlefield Village. All 6 of these communities have renewed their contracts with GTV, so we're thrilled to be able to continue to bring you local public service programming with a special emphasis on those communities. Thanks again for supporting GTV. We couldn't do it without you. Thanks to our viewers for their support. The response has been overwhelming. I was coming up in the elevator and I ran into the Smith boy's mother in the elevator, and I was looking at her buttons. "Oh, you're Mrs. Smith." She goes, "I know you from somewhere." And
it's
her husband
voice.
said, "That's the GTV guy." So,
I'm still their favorite. Tim and Sandy will put me above you.
well, absolutely, as they should. Mitch Hewitt puts his head down and barrels his way to the 22-yard line. That's the first time I've seen her. Unfortunately, Mark Burr's mother couldn't make it tonight. She got
the flu.
Very flu-ridden, so hopefully she'll have another one to go to.
I think she's threatened some of the boys, call them up, says, "You better win because I do want the playoffs, guys. I can't make it tonight." But Nan will be here next week with bells on.
Got to start the tradition that I did the year that when Brett Weidig, he was the quarterback on the team that won the state title, was he not?
No, that was Neal.
Oh, that's right, Scott Neal. I believe that whole season, every week, I found a way to stumble into Mr. Neal. And made sure we kept hooking up every week to keep the streak going. Well, tonight, the first person I ran into in the stands was Marty Mackar. So I have to make sure he's the go-to guy from now on.
Incidentally, if those scores I had were totally reversed, it was Marty Mackar that gave them to me at halftime. So I do want to pass. If it turns out that Mayfield was losing 24-0 and so on, it was Marty Mackar that passed those scores on to me.
3rd down and a yard for Chardon. Need to get a first down here. Clock is running, 7:14 to go. They lead by 13. It's Mackar. He cuts it back, leans forward, and didn't get it.
Yeah, really stretched it out, but I think he did fall just a hair short.
I tell you what, looked to me very gingerly trying to cut on that ankle. And I think that hurt him. And that's a 4th down and 1 coming up for Chardon.
So he got penetration there, was forced out. Did a nice job stretching that forward.
So Mackar will punt. Clock is running, 6 minutes and 42 seconds to go. Good punt, or good snap, I should say. Nice high kick.
Yeah, it's good coverage down there.
Byram at the 45 and goes right down. Actually didn't even get it at the 45, got it at the 44 and was dumped by Brian Smith. They'll spot it just inside the 45-yard line.
Yeah.
Clock definitely in Chardon's favors. We're down to 6.5 to go.
Adam Kramer, younger brother of Bob Kramer, the guard, is in there on the tackle with Brian Smith.
Well, the state troopers have vacated most of them next door, so that means they're getting ready for the traffic control to get out of
Except for that one. Why does he keep looking at us,
He's
Greg?
probably the boss, and he's seen you before, probably on a post office wall.
Somebody had an ankle tackle there and dropped. I couldn't see who knifed in.
Byram is able to pick up almost 4 yards. Chardon will let him 4-yard him to death for the rest of the night if that's...
Oh, sure, that eats up clock. See if we can see who just grabs that ankle and drops Byram. Oh, he got his own ankle. He tripped
over the 45-yard line.
No wonder I couldn't see who grabbed the ankle.
And Chardon will take a timeout. And while we have an opportunity, where's my notes?
What's John? That, 2 for...
Yeah, Chardon's got 1 left. Dover still has all 3. I'd like to remind you that nonprofit organizations from our funding communities can send us their announcements of interest at GTV, Post Office Box 336, Chardon, Ohio, or fax us at 286-6814. That's 286-6814. Or you can even email us on the World Wide Web at GeaugaTV, one word, at CompuServe.com. WeWereAthletes.com. And you can also, if you've got a birthday, anniversary, or other special occasions, they can be made more special through GTV. Send that terrific picture or pictures to us and we'll help highlight the event. Please enclose a self-addressed stamped envelope. Once again, our address is GTV, Post Office Box 336, Chardon, Ohio 44024. And hopefully one of those pictures will be shown is Bob Doyle and the troops hoisting that state championship trophy above their head in another 3 weeks. That would be something else. All right, Tim, the king of useless knowledge, has an answer to the goalpost question. What will tell us? Can't hear him. Oh, no, we missed Tim. He's down there and he's got the answer. We'll have to get it out of him. Oh,
first down.
Big run by Zach Daly. And Zach picks up the first down. The clock continues to run. We're under 6 minutes to go. It'll start up again as soon as they set the markers. They'll take it all the way down to the 41.5-yard line.
Yeah, it's getting to the point now where Dover has to put it into the end zone. They're really starting to run on time. They need the 2 scores to be in there. As you can see, it's just straight ahead, blocking as he goes off to the right side there, gets his gain.
Byram got tripped up by Mitch Hewitt.
There's an ankle tackle. I saw that one.
I'm not sure if he might have actually grabbed him by the thigh and spun him, because if we get a chance to see it again, that was just brute strength on Mitch Hewitt's part. He shot in there and knocked down Byram for a gain of only a yard. Clock is running, 5:22 and counting. Dover has hung in there well, but they're running out of time and they're very content to run the football, hoping for the big play. Now they'll throw. Von Canel to throw, rolls out, lets it go, has a man open in the end zone, can't get it. Oh, I tell you what, that was a heck of a throw for a guy on the run. Threw that about 45 yards in the air, but the wind or the trajectory of it blew it out of bounds.
Yeah, I don't think that was a catchable ball. I think that was out of bounds enough that the receiver, unless he had the elasto-man arms, he could reach him out there, pull it in. There was no way to pull the reception.
Von Canel coming into tonight was 62% through the air, which is darn good.
A little better than darn good. Anything around 50 is good for a high school player. 62 is well above that.
Clock is stopped, 5:04 to go. 2nd down and 9. On Canel to throw. Hewitt grabs him, spins him, sacks him. Back at the 49-yard line.
I don't think he even saw him coming. He came from his blind side and just rolled right over him. Yeah, I don't think the first time he knew Hewitt was there, he just felled him.
So Mitch Hewitt has stepped up his game, and again, I'm not sure if he was the one that the personal foul was called on after that brutal run on the far side, but he's elevated it here in the last quarter and just got him angrier, I think. Because they sat him down for that series, and now he's back in the ball game and has really stepped it up.
We're under 4.5 minutes, and
they're punting. That's wild, huh?
Yeah, that is.
Makar calls for the fair catch and takes it at the 18-yard line. And gang, we got 4 minutes and 19 seconds, and Chardon is heading somewhere else next week, and I don't understand the punt. Down by 2 touchdowns, John.
I'm assuming that the only thing I can rationale is he's going to have his defense just pure stripping. That's about all. He wants his defense to do it, and well, this is the type, if that's their basic plan, expect a big run from Chardon, because when you're worrying about stripping, you're not concerning yourself with making the tackles. You can break the big ones, and Chardon's got the backs to do it.
1st down and 10. And into the game is Luke Chuha, and Luke takes it up to the 25, so he picks up 5 stats so far before that run. Chardon, 250 yards on the ground. Dover, 94. Through the air, Chardon, 53. Dover, 84. Total, 303 for Chardon, 178 for Dover.
Okay, just a quick one. Before that play, you said Luke Chuha 5 yards. Chardon's got 250. You couldn't make it 255. Geez, Greg, how bad are you in math?
I'm good. Hey, I've been doing all these numbers in my head all night. Give me.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, sure.
What was the 6th play of the game?
Chuha again will pick up another 2 yards, so now 257 yards on the ground for Chardon, and that gives them 310 total. Give me a break.
That's for all those age comments that you've made over the years here.
You know what? I'm on the other side of 35 on Sunday, man.
Oh man, I'm going to hit that someday myself.
Yeah, I never thought it would. I would think of it that way, but when you're sitting around 35, you're it's okay. When you hit or close to hitting 36, for me, this is the first one I'm really feeling.
Good for you.
Oh,
good
sure.
for you.
Sure. Hopefully my pitcher won't come up on the channel 24. Oh, the ball's loose. Makar couldn't get it. Davis tried to toss it to him, and there's the turnover that I think you were saying Dover really needed. 2 minutes and 57 seconds to go, and Dover gets the ball in great field position, but still the clock is against them.
Yeah, well, you got the clock against them, and unfortunately they've run up against that Chardon defense. As you can see on the replay here, Davis takes it out. We'll have to see where that pitch exactly was. I know he was under pressure when it was coming in on him. Yeah, I really couldn't see the tail end of what exactly happened on that pitch.
Zach Daly was the ball carrier for Dover, and he moves the chains as he picks up about 11 down to the 16-yard line. First down and 10. Dover still with 3 timeouts left. The clock continues to run. We're down to 2 minutes and 43 seconds to go. That was that counter reverse. And Landstrom had a shirt tail and is able to pull down Bill Schumacher inside the 10.
Yeah, but the shirt tail, he had strong running there. He dragged the shirt tail for a good 5 yards or so.
Kevin Platts is down at the 18-yard line as the clock is stopped as we watch this again. There's Landstrom hanging on for dear life.
Yeah, pulling him down on the 8. That is Platts down on the field?
Yes. He's got his helmet off. They got him rolled around on his back. Chris Dakowitz is over there, and here comes Bob Doyle. He will march out to the center of the field. So it is interesting how the stadium falls deathly silent when you have someone down on the field. And
oh yeah, you don't want to see that.
Unfortunately, in some of the games we have done this year, not here at Chardon, but other games that I've seen, we have seen more ambulances than should be allowed. And hopefully for Kevin and the Hilltoppers, this is nothing serious.
Yeah, you can't really see what they're working on.
He was on his hands and knees, and they flipped him over, so that's good news. But I don't know what they're looking at. I think that's Mark Burr out there, isn't it?
I can't really see.
One of the 2 guys
tell
out
who
there
that is.
checking him out. There's 2 minutes and 28 seconds to go, and the score is 20-7. Chardon leads. Chris Dakowitz still hanging around over Kevin Platts. All right, while we've got a moment, let's go down to the field, and here's Tim.
Okay, finally able to get back to you here, Craig. Hey, I'll tell you what the useless information is. It is the goalposts are 1 foot closed in on each side as opposed to the high school goalposts. And not only are the goalposts, it is the hash marks also. You have 1 foot wider hash marks in high school football than here in the college. Now how is that?
Very good. Very good. That's why we pay you the big bucks to be down there in the cold. Thank you very much.
So Platts is up now, and it looks like his left ankle is going to need some attention.
That's too bad for Chardon.
I'm guessing that's probably it for the rest of the day for him, and hopefully that's all.
Yeah. Doesn't look like he's able to put any pressure on that leg at all.
Well, it's one of those at this point, you don't push it. You know, you just get him to the sidelines where you can take a good solid look at it, because you definitely don't want him putting weight on there if there's some major problem of some sort.
Back to the action, 2nd down and 2. They wind the clock up. It runs now 2:25 and counting. Von Canel hands the ball off to Daly. And Daly busts his way for a first down to the 6-yard line. So he'll get a first down by a yard. And they'll stop the clock to move the chains.
See here, we get the motion set up going left. They counter back to the right there. Well, that does explain Makar's first miss then. He's got 2 feet wider in. He did say 1 foot on each side, didn't he?
Right.
So it goes from 22 down to 20 foot.
Straight up the middle and into the end zone for a touchdown is Colby Byram. So Byram has the first Dover score here since 7:16 of the first quarter. We got a ball game on our hands again. That turnovers, oh, those turnovers will kill you.
Yeah, and then we get the decision. Like you said, 3 timeouts left for Dover, so they're not forced to do the onside kick, but they might anyhow. I don't know. Which way would you go on that?
I think you got an onside kick.
Straight on kicker again. Extra points are important at this point.
Jeremy Compton gets it up, and it's good. So at the 2:01 mark here in the fourth quarter, Dover has come back and has cut the lead to 6. Importantly there, if they get the ball back and they score, an extra point wins the ball game for you.
Yes.
So you go back to the extra point that was missed by Chardon early, and then the need to have to go for the 2-point conversion, because the 1 doesn't do you any good either at that point. So,
and then we get back into the thing where you alluded that you're sure the high school association would have put the right goalposts on. They didn't.
I'm surprised.
According to our information, they didn't, and that's theoretically could come into play here. It's kind of surprising because it's kind of just throw it in the back of a pickup truck, bring out the proper distance ones. You know, they're not that hard to exchange. It's pretty much crescent wrenches and you know, a little brute labor. Yeah, they're lining up everything on the left side of our side of the field. They're left. So it looks like we definitely got the onside kick attempt coming.
Dover now up to 121 yards on the ground, 205 yards total. So there's still 100 yards in total offense behind Chardon, but more importantly, there's only 6 points back in the scoreboard. So Compton will attempt the onside kick.
Get the good hands.
Batted around, and Chardon gets it. Ben Chuha comes up with the football at the 39-yard line.
I think it was Chris Scanlon, number 37.
Oh, it was 30. I thought
it wasn't 17. It was 37.
So good job, Chris, getting your hands on that now.
Yeah, because that was bouncing around there a little bit free. Now Chardon's got the ball in deep where, you know, if they don't get a first down, they can get the punt in and bury them. So that's an important consideration.
Yep, first down and 10. I'm sure Dover will use their timeouts on these plays, but if Chardon can pick up a first down.
Yeah, it becomes academic. You can run out of the time even using the timeout.
Hewitt grabbed at the line of scrimmage and brought down by Travis McClelland.
They're not going to take one here.
And now they do.
Ooh, they wasted a good 4 or 5 seconds there. That was not good time conservation.
Dover takes their first time out of the half with 1:46 to go. There was nothing for Mitch Hewitt to do there.
No, but if you're going to be taking that timeout, you got to take it like now. As soon as that referee's blowing that whistle, plays over, you got to take it, because it was probably at the 1:51 mark when Hewitt was whistled down. We're at 1:46 now. That's 5 seconds of very valuable time.
So it'll be a second down and 11 as a loss of a yard by Hewitt with 1:46 to go. The winner, as far as we know, will be taking on East Liverpool, or that's what we think at this point. But more importantly for Chardon, you got to get through today, and good teams will rise to the occasion here, and they just have to play good, smart football here and open some holes and give these runners an opportunity, because that's all they need is just a little opportunity, a little hole, and these runners can certainly put some numbers up on the board.
Well, like you said, we don't need the big breaks right now. We just need to move that stakes, which means that the clock just continues to move. The longer you can hold that ball, the more downs you can get.
Jay Hillkirk comes to the near side. Second and 11. They give the ball to Makar. Looking for a hole, not much there. He makes something out of nothing, stays on his feet, flags fly. And that may be our first hold of the night. Maybe a hold or a face mask down there. I don't know if Scott got his hand tangled up in one of the defenders.
Yeah, we'll have to see if we can see what the infraction was on this one. I don't really see anything going on.
There came the flag right there.
Boy, I didn't see if they're... Wow. If they're calling that one on Jason Hillkirk, I disagree, because that was not a hold. He kind of was using the hands to ward him away, but he really didn't hook him. He kind of was pushing and just following the hands on him as he was going by. I don't know if that's who the penalty was called on, but from what I could see, that was not a...
A second down. They'll march it back to the 46-yard line. Keep in mind, in high school football, they take the penalty from the spot of the foul, not from the line of scrimmage. So that happened 5 or 6 yards down the field, and that'll bring up now actually, they only lose 4 yards on that penalty to make it 2nd and 15, where it was 2nd and 11. So not terrible for Chardon. Davis going to keep it. Got all kinds of blockers, and he tries to hurdle his way to the 40 and does. That'll bring up a 3rd down and 9. Clock is running. Now it stops with 1:28 to go. So now Dover is down to 1 timeout.
Yeah, that means definitely if they get the ball back, they're going to be going air, because they got to, you know, that's a completed pass. You throw the sideline patterns, hope your guys can get out of bounds. Incomplete passes, it stops as soon as the ball hits the ground. With 1 timeout left, that's about all you got left to do.
This Chardon defense on the season has pitched 5 shutouts on the year. The most points they've given up in a game is 19. If Dover should score, they would surpass that. In the 5 games that Chardon did not shut out their opponent, they gave up 10 against Steubenville. Shaw scored 12. Erie Prep scored 11. Vermillion scored 19. And Madison scored 7. That's unbelievable. That is playing some defense.
Yeah, that's...
And right now they are being asked to suck it up and offensively now try to get something going on a 3rd down and 9.
Yeah, you got on the other side of the field, Dover fans are going for their defense to get the ball back for the offense.
They give it to Hewitt, tucks it under his arm, busts inside the 30, and that's the 1st down.
And that could be the old ball game.
Oh, that is the ball game, my friend.
Right now, it's the only thing is 2 hands, squeeze that ball. You do not want to have the turnover. Big play by the Chardon offense. They open up again. Great ball handling up front. You'll see, watch the Dover bodies just start flowing to the right. A lot of them go over that way. They open up the little lane for Hewitt. He goes through untouched to that point. 1st down. He looks right away to see if he's over the stakes.
They went the right side behind Burr. Ben Desakevich is in the game as well. They give it to Hewitt, and Hewitt will take it to the 30. The clock will stop 1 more time, and I'm sure it'll stop any second, unless Dan If decides
it doesn't really matter.
Nope, he's going to stop it. Run out of timeouts with 48 seconds to go.
Which is 2 more snaps of the ball, and that's ball game.
So Chardon, I'll tell you, there was a lot of head slapping going on after Hewitt's run, and it was the Chardon guys slapping each other.
Oh, yeah.
Congratulating that offensive line on really
that would
Hewitt, and again, it's an opportunity. If you can get him a little bit of a crease, he can turn nothing into something real quick.
Well, they gave him a little bit more than just a crease. They gave him a nice little hole. Again, that was set up by all teammates. It was a good blocking up front, good ball handling by quarterback Davis, good deceptive running by the other backs, as they made it look like the play was going elsewhere, confused the Dover defense a little bit. That helped out, opened up the secondary hole, gave them that additional yardage. This is short of something really freaky. This is Chardon's ball game.
So Dan Ift has to be proud of his Dover Tornadoes, but it's
that's
not going to be enough
That's
tonight.
a good team. That's a very, very good team. And definitely a way you want to play in the playoffs, and what you should expect from a playoff team. Dover is definitely a bona fide playoff team.
2nd, and we'll call it 11. Davis just puts his head down and barrels forward, which helps you because you do take an extra couple of seconds off the clock. You do pick up some yardage. The clock will continue to run. It's down to 35 seconds to go. Coming up after the game, we will attempt to get Bob Doyle in the coach's corner as the Chardon faithful stands up on their feet. We're under 25 to go, so they'll have to run 1 more play as Rusty Opper runs it in. I'm sure here we'll see Davis just take the knee, making sure the snap from center is a good one. Kyle Kaplan comes out.
There's no reason to pull out early or anything when you're going to do that.
And that's the ball game. Chardon has overcome a furious comeback by Dover, and they advance to the regionals next week and they may get who they wanted, which was East Liverpool. We'll just have to wait and see. 20-14 is the final score here as the Chardon Hilltoppers have hung on to win the ball game. That was a good ball game, huh?
That was a very good ball game. Definitely the way you want to, you know, it's a team now. You know, they blew out a lot of teams during the season. Now they've met a good, solid team that tested them. They came through again. That tells you a lot about your character and gets you even more prepared for step 2 of the playoffs.
You got that right. All right, before we get Bob Doyle, we're probably going to have to stop things here, but through the magic of television, we will have Bob Doyle shortly. So we will tell you that the final score again is Chardon 14, or Chardon 20, Dover 14, and we'll have Tim and Bob Doyle next.
Talk about the play that clinched at the our side. You got a radio there, too.
Okay, back down here in the sidelines with Chardon's Mitch Hewitt. And Mitch, pretty good fight from the Tornadoes, but obviously the playoff tested Hilltoppers came through.
Oh, they're very tough. They're a lot more physical than we anticipated, and they run that offense, which is similar to ours. Now, I'd hate to play against our offense, which is similar to ours, so it was tough to read the ball. That's why they had so many good plays with counter traps.
Offensively, did you get a chance to really do a lot of the things you wanted to? Or did they play a solid defense?
Oh, they play a tough defense, too. We underestimated their defense, and luckily we broke a big plays, and that's what this game's about, is breaking big plays.
How's East Liverpool sound?
Oh, they win? Rematch.
They were ahead 27-0 last we heard.
All right, hey, rematch. We're looking forward to it. Bring on the Potters.
Good game.
Thanks, sir.
Hey, Mitch Hewitt, and we get a chance. We'll be back here with Coach Bob Doyle. Okay, Coach Bob Doyle here after the game, and Coach, on to week number 12 with a victory tonight. A lot of good players on the Chardon team. Found a lot of good players going up against Dover tonight, didn't they?
Oh, absolutely. There was no question. You know, the Dover kids, you know, I thought they were probably a little more up for the game than we were. I don't think there's any question about that. I think their kids really came to play, and they played very well. You know, their quarterback had really is an outstanding young man, did a great job, and you know, the one linebacker they had, I thought really played well. I thought they had a pretty good scheme against us, and you know, I thought poor field position really hurt us throughout the night, and you know, we were able to make first downs and then have to kick the ball, but can't take anything away from them. They played a great football game.
Did they take anything away from, obviously they took some things possibly away from you defensively, that were they recognizing the fakes and the play actions?
No, I didn't think we had any problems moving the ball. I mean, we had almost 300 yards rushing. We just didn't have the ball as much as normal because I thought you know, offensively they moved the ball pretty well.
Defensively, the numbers will bear out that you pretty much held them down a little bit above your season average. But are you happy with your defense tonight in the key situations?
Yeah, well, especially like I said, you know, we lost our free safety, and you know, he's the one individual we haven't repped a replacement for, and so Mackhart basically had to go in and play free safety cold, and I thought he did a real nice job, and we were lucky we didn't have a mix-up that ultimately hurt us.
How much time do you enjoy this one before you start preparing for next week?
Yeah, it's over now.
Congratulations on a win tonight. Coach Bob Doyle of the Chardon Hilltoppers, and they'll be hopefully getting, looks like they're going to be getting ready for East Liverpool next week, week 12.
All right, thanks very much, Tim. There you see the final score, 20-14, Chardon defeats Dover. And that's going to do it from Kent State University. But before we go, we want to let you know that tonight's game has been brought to you by Connecticut Incorporated, by Junction Auto Sales, by Burr Funeral Home and Cremation Service, 5 generations dedicated to honesty, dignity, and service since 1859. By Newman, Leary, and Bryce. By Clemson Excavating. By Boswick's True Value Hardware and Chardon Dairy Queen. By Chardon Square Auto Body. And by Sitco, manufacturer of precision diamond and CBN tooling. By Gary's Towing and Service for all your automotive needs. By Freeland Associates Certified Public Accountants. By Howder's Lawn and Sport. Honda and Cub Cadet snow throwers are now in stock. And by Lawson Ford and Mercury. By Chardon Metal Products, ISO 9002 certified. By Air Cleaning Systems, clean air for business and industry. By Hamden Building Products for all your building needs. By Civic & Associates, certified public accountants and management consultants. By A.J. Goulder Electric Company. By Richards Maple Products, gift packages year-round. Call for our free brochure. By Skylar Painting, commercial, industrial, and residential. And by Midas Auto Systems, exhaust, brakes, suspension, and tires. By DuraClean, home and industrial cleaning. By Alvord Insurance Agency. By Residence Artists for all your painting and remodeling needs. Ayrshire Corporation. By Alvord Yard and Equipment, Troy-Bilt, Bolins, Toro, and Husqvarna. And by Quay Buick. Buick stands for quality, and quality begins with QUA. And by GTV, local public service programming for Burton Township, Burton Village, Chardon Township, Chardon Village, Hamden Township, and Middlefield Village. GTV, we're here for you, and hopefully we'll be here for you next week. One way or the other, you'll get to see the game either here or maybe on the public station, but we will be following Chardon all the way down, hopefully to Paul Brown Stadium in Massillon. The producer of GTV is Dave Jevnikar. The director of tonight's broadcast is Andy Baldonado. The tape and replay guru, Kevin Gibson. Audio and graphics, Jason Bednarski. No, that's me. I won't even mention John Walsh, the guy's got to put up with me on all these broadcasts. Tim Calby roaming the field tonight. Tom Klebe, Brian Travlik, and Sean Calais. The camera operators, Mike Dees and Chris Reckner down on the field. So that's going to do it from Kent State University. The final once again, it's Chardon 20, it's Dover 14. Chardon moves to week 12, and hopefully we'll see you there. For my partner John Walsh, I'm Craig Dees saying so long. We'll talk again on GTV.